way. It didn't work out. So I sat there for a little bit longer, and then I walked around, and it just kind of got better as it went on. Like I said, I think it might have actually made it better in the long run, but at the time it wasn't going to work for that third one.
Yeah, no, that's too bad. So you're on the 350 there. Did you feel like, obviously you did practice, you did the one main. Did you feel like that was a disadvantage on that place? Like were you thinking it was okay? It wasn't so bad? Because I could see it going both ways, Sipes. Obviously the start you want a 450. But on the other stuff, it's lighter. It can get inside of the turns maybe. You can keep your momentum up. Like, I don't know. I see both sides where a 350 would be good or bad.
Yeah, and that's my choice of bike. Like, I chose to ride that because I just ride a smaller bike better.
Yep.
And so I was kind of thinking, like, I've seen old videos of Paris Supercross, and it was way smaller back in the day. And it seems like, we got there and like, this place is actually pretty big. It could have been even bigger if they didn't have the pits. We didn't pit on the floor, but the track was actually like pretty big and fast and wide, and, it wasn't super tight. And so it was still good in the corners and everything, but definitely wasn't as good on the start. And there was one rhythm I couldn't jump just because I wasn't on the 450.
The 3-3?
So if I had to do it over, the inside single 3-3.
Right.
I tried it in practice. I think I was one of the first guys to try it. And I just barely, I needed like another foot to be able to 3-3, and I just couldn't get it. So if I had to do it over again, I'd ride a 450, but, live and learn.
Hold on. Are you saying you'd never been to Paris before or Bercy or anything?
No, this is my first time. Like when I was doing Supercross all those years, I never got a chance to go. It was always weird. Like either the team wouldn't let me go or like whatever. They had a full rider list or whatever. It just never worked out back in the day.
I'm really surprised because they had a 250s for a while. They were inviting 250 guys. They had, obviously 450. I'm just surprised at no point you had been there before. Wow, that's crazy.
That's why I was happy to go.
Right.
And I'm still happy I went. It didn't go as like I wanted to, but it was still a cool race. Like the race is amazing. It just didn't go my way.
Yeah, usually it's 2 nights, which is good too. You feel a little bit better on the second day, right? Like you just, all of that works better for you. But tonight, obviously this weekend it was 1. Did I hear you say something about is your last race or what's the story there? What are we doing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got another year on my Red Bull deal.
Okay, yeah. I'm
racing all next year. After that, I don't know. It just depends if I'm still competitive and I can still do it, and I still want. I mean, I'm gonna still want to do it.
Right.
It's just if I still can. Like I never want to be the guy that's just out there and not like actually doing well or actually competing. So I don't know. We'll just see. I got at least one more year though.
I like your program. I think it's really cool. I think Jeremy Malott and the Red Bull guys enjoy it too. You do a lot of different things, Sipes. What's the thing you've done where you're most out of your element? Like what's the thing where you're like, oh, like I bit off more than I could chew here? Is there one?
Yeah, it's got to be hard enduro. It's so gnarly, dude. Like just especially for a guy with a moto background, you need trial skill for that. Like all the best guys are former trials guys. Graham Jarvis, Billy Bolt, Johnny Walker, all those dudes. So for me, like, well, with moto, it's like, oh, I'm in trouble. Give it more gas.
Yeah.
Well, that's the opposite, for hard enduro.
Yeah, don't do that. Right.
It's all like it's all about doing it with no speed and no momentum and like figuring out the traction. So it's been probably the hardest thing I've done, but also I think in a weird way, it's like the biggest challenge. So it's really fun for me to try to figure it out. And I'm not saying I'm good by any means. Like I'm still not good, but it's fun whenever like I did some training with Ryan Young early this year, and we were doing all this weird trial stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, let's do this. And I worked on it a bunch, and I went to the next race, and I actually did like a lot better, and it was really cool to see like that progression, like, oh, okay, like this is how you do it, and just being able to feel yourself get better. That's at this point, like that's the fun part for me.
Ryan Sipes on the PulpMX Show, brought to you by the folks at Vertex Pistons, sales at pivotalworks.com. You want a piston? Check out the Vertex Pistons, and 2-stroke, 4-stroke, they got it covered for you.
Ryan, you ever thought about doing endurocross? You guys talked about that at all?
Yeah, Eric tells me every time I see him, we need to get you out to Endurocross. We need to get you out there.
You got to do it.
And
It looks, that just doesn't look fun. Like, of all the things, that one does not look fun. I still probably will do it at some point, but that one just, it looks hard.
don't ask A-Ray or Phil about Endurocross. Just
start with a clean slate. Don't ask anybody.
Don't ask any of those guys. Speaking of hard enduros, though, Sipes, you got one coming up this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's the Red Bull Override down in Texas. So going down there, it's kind of a cool concept. I mean, I've never seen it or anything, but it's like it's a hard enduro, but there's ways around the hard sections. It's just it takes longer to go around, or maybe that's only for amateurs. I don't know.
Okay.
They called me up and said, hey, you want to do it, and that's good practice for me. And yeah, sounds like fun.
So you think you'll be fine? Like your ankle will be okay? You'll be good to go, or
I'll tape it up.
Yep.
The biggest thing, like, there's not a lot of impact with hard enduro like there is on, like I was saying, on that hot lap. You know, when you jump a double and you feel that impact. There's not a lot of that, but there's at least for me, there's a lot of pushing in hard enduro. Like, I probably push my bike more than I ride it. So with that, and if there's rocks and everything, it's never an even, a level surface. So there'll be that to deal with, but I'll tape it up and gut it out.
So who are the guys in hard enduro? Like, who is it?
Well, like, if you go to Erzberg or whatever, you got all the dudes, like all the world guys. I don't know what guys will be down here. I don't think, like, Cody Webb and Tristan Hart and those guys, I think they have Endurocross. So I really don't know who's going to be there.
Oh.
Endurocross is done or no?
In the one in Europe? Because the American Endurocross is done. But I think Webb was going over to
Super Enduro.
Yeah, Super Enduro. I don't know when it starts, but I think it's sometime soon.
And then is that the last thing you have on the calendar, Sipes, or what else you got going on?
Yeah, that's the last thing for this year.
Right.
And then January 3rd, we're taking the kids out of school, taking the whole family to Florida, go down to Moto Sandbox and get ready for Supercross and everything else I'm doing next year.
Yeah, what do you? Well, that was my next point. Like, what do you tentatively have on schedule for 2022? What are you thinking?
Well, tentatively is a good word because it's never in stone and it can always change. But I'll do 2 or 3 Supercrosses again.
Yep.
Do a couple outdoors, 1 or 2 of those. Maybe a GNCC. I'll do some sprint enduros. Do Erzberg again. Probably TKO again. I think there's only 2 TTs on the flat track schedule, so I'll do both of those, and then maybe get a wild hair and do a half mile or one of those. But those things are kind of scary. They're fast.
Yeah, TTs you feel more at home. There's one jump, right, or something on those, right? There's something.
Well,
yeah.
And I tell all those dudes, like all the flat track guys, are like, oh, you got to come out for a mile and this and that. And like, I can't compete if you guys are only going left because they are way too good going left. If you give me a right-hander and a jump, like that's where I can make up some time and we can kind of make it even. But if it's only lefts, they're just way too good.
Yeah, I bet, right? So, hey, how do you obviously the Red Bull guys are on board your program. Do you collect money from other sponsors like TLD and Gas / KTM? Like, where's your income coming from? Or is it all a Red Bull thing that you're getting by here and videos and things like that? Like, how do you piece your program together to make what I assume is a pretty good program?
Open up the books.
Well, I'm not saying you got to tell us the amounts. I'm just
Yeah. Well, I make $100,000 from this. No. No. So yeah, most of my salary comes from Red Bull,
yep.
But I get a good amount from TLD as well, and then Gas helps with bikes and parts and all that stuff, and Liat is still a part of my program with the brace, and there's little things here and there that just kind of piece it all together. It's not a sign on the line and here's your deal like Supercross is a lot of times, but I've been able to make it work pretty good for the past been almost 10 years since I quit doing Supercross.
Has it been 10 years?
Almost. My last full year was 13.
13,
so
Still 8 years. Where the fuck did 8 years go? Oh, wow.
Hey, you couldn't get Gas to get you some black wheels for Paris? I saw a video of you, and it's just such a bad look now. Silver wheels, man.
Dude, at first it was funny when I got my first gas at the beginning of this year. I was like, man, I kind of like the silver. Like,
No.
that's pretty cool. And then the more I looked at it, I'm like, no, I need some black. Give me some
Yeah,
black.
it's just I saw a video of you and I was like, ugh, that's not good luck.
Is your brother working for you as a mechanic? Like more than is he done with the monster truck stuff, or is this a one-off thing? Forgive me for not knowing, but old Pooh was your guy this weekend.
Yeah, he's been all year.
Okay.
And he will be next year. Monster Jam, well, he won 2 championships with him. He drove 3 or 4 years.
Uh-huh.
But when all the COVID stuff happened, of course, that shut everything down. And they're slowly coming back now, but they've said, he's going to have to do some things that he really don't want to do to go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm able to pay him. Thankfully, with all my sponsors' help and everything, I'm able to pay him a little bit of money. And to be honest, like, dude, when you got 3 kids and you're trying to ride, work on your bike, do all the travel, all the stuff, like, it's too much. So I couldn't do it without him now. And he's a good mechanic, and it's just like he was a fast dude back in the day. So we can go to the track and he can say, you're sucking right here. You need to do this. You need to do that, and bike setup and all that. So it's been really cool.
Also, those Monster Jam guys, they're on a plane, man. They are traveling. Jesus, that schedule's gnarly.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he liked it, and he was good at it, but it's just not working out at the moment. He wants to go back. They gotta get some things worked out.
Hey, did little man flip?
Dude, he tried it. He probably made it 80% around.
Oh.
Like, if the downside was steep enough, he would have landed it.
But
You're
going for the record.
His little man's
in a flip.
In a foam pit. So
how did I not? Was this on social? Did I not see this? How did I?
It's the show called Beyond the Track.
Oh,
it's a show I host. Really good show.
Okay,
You should check it out sometime and get some information.
I'll do that. All my Sipes info comes from Hammer. He's my source of what's going on with Sipes and what's happening. And then I tell Hammer to give me some of that Sipes money for the Pulp show, and he's like, no, he doesn't want to support the podcast, all that kind of stuff. But he did give me a Red Bull fridge, so I'm good. I'm good.
A little one.
Yeah, a little one.
Hey, good for you. I still don't have one.
Oh, damn, really, huh?
Yeah, so you should feel good about that.
How old are you now, Sipes, by the way?
37.
So, okay, yeah, you talked about next year you got your deal going, and then we'll go after that. Do you still feel like, look, you were a great rider. You won races. There's a lot of talent. Do you still feel like Chad or I guess, you're older than JB, but where you still physically and mentally feel like you're, 30 and you can keep going forever? Or are you noticing like, shit, man, 37, like it's tougher than I ever thought? Like, I imagine when you front wheel clipped the finish line at Atlanta. At that point, you were probably feeling like
anyone would.
Probably shouldn't do this.
Anybody would.
Probably shouldn't do this anymore. But like, how do you feel mentally and physically?
Mentally, I don't feel any different. But it's funny. I was telling somebody there this weekend at Paris. Up until this year, I didn't feel older than 21. Like, as far as body.
Yeah.
So this year caught up.
I swear, because it was like, I would get hurt, or thankfully I haven't had any big injuries for a while, but training wise and riding wise, like, yeah, I could recover, I could do, whatever, and even fall down, and it's like, yeah, no big deal, sore for a day, and then you're good. Dude, about halfway through this year, I'm like, I feel old now. Like, my knees hurt all the time, my ankles hurt all the time, and so just this year it finally is catching up to me. But I still got a little bit in the tank. I still feel like I can go fast and do things, so I want to do it as long as I can. So
yeah, so you no plans to quit. If Red Bull's on board and everybody's on board, TLD and everything, you'll keep this thing going.
Well, the like I said before, as long as I'm competitive, I never want to just be the dude that's just there.
Right.
Like, I want to be able to go there and possibly win or get on the podium or at least like show something.
Yep.
So as long as I can do that, I still want to do it, because I mean, I like riding more than I ever have. Like, especially with this schedule, it's just so fun doing something different all the time and like learning something new. Like, I tell people all the time, like, I don't think it's common that for at 37 years old, I'm still learning new things on a dirt bike. Because if you only ride supercross or motocross all the time, you're not learning anything new. You're just doing more motos and, doing this and that. But like, I get to go and learn, hill climb or hard enduro or what all this stuff. And like, that's cool to me and cool for me to try to like just figure it out and shorten that learning curve and watch good dudes and try to fit in. So as long as I can do it, man, I want to do it.
Something I probably never asked you publicly, Ryan, and maybe you can. So you had a long career in the sport, and like I said, race winner in 250 Supercross, and certainly some great rides indoors and out. What's a regret you have? Was there a regret where you should have signed with Mitch, or you should have done this, or you saw the wrong doctor, or like what? Like looking back on your long career, what's the regret you have of one or two of things that looking back you're like, I should have done that or whatever? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Man, the only thing that in, 2011, that was my best year. I won some races, got third in the Supercross and all that stuff and was fast. And I had a chance to go train with Alden. And I should have done it. I should have taken the chance, whether that's, that's a controversy now, everybody's leaving him or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, the results are there, for guys that have went there. So I should have done that, and just to see what would have happened. It could have made the difference, or it could have burned me out. To be honest, 2 years later, I was completely burnt out, and I didn't go there. So it could have been the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But that's just one thing, just because I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah, I mean, you have the talent, and now you would, like a lot of you guys, and I mean you veteran guys, you're doing things one way, and you're getting a rut, and you don't really know. And then if, like Dunge and Osborne, when they surrendered themselves to Alden's program, they realized, A, they were doing almost too much on their own because they weren't sure, and B, the part about what am I doing right or wrong is taken out of their brain, and they can focus more on, riding and everything else because they know their training is handled, and they get better that way, So,
yeah, and I think with the way that and like I said, you never know.
Yeah.
It could have been the opposite. I could have hated it or not done well. But with the way that I kind of approach like my preparation for on the bike stuff, what he does is totally different. So I don't know that would have fit in, but I think there's things I could have taken from it that would have helped, and then I could have added in my own thing. Hopefully, he would have let me do that, and I think it could have been good. Like I said, you never know.
What team was that on? What were you doing?
That was Star.
Oh, okay.
You were with Star in 2012.
And so was 2010 the Moto Concepts 450 outdoor, 250 indoor year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude, that was good too. Mm-hmm. You were crushing it then too. That was a good year for you. You and Chiz both
on that water buffalo.
Yeah, nobody wanted to ride it. It was getting bad publicity, and both you and Chiz were battling it out for top fives sometimes in nationals. Yeah,
it was fun.
I'm thinking of a Glendale, a really good ride you had at Glendale. What team was that on? Old Stadium.
Old Stadium.
Phoenix then, not Glendale. My bad. Phoenix.
Bank One Ballpark.
Bank One, yeah.
What?
That was my rookie year.
Yeah, I was going to say it was early, right?
Yeah, that was 2005, my rookie year. We had Anaheim, the Mutter was the opening round.
Oh, yep.
And then before Phoenix, we went, because it was a mud fest in California. You couldn't ride anywhere, so we went to Phoenix early and rode some practice track, and like Shorty was there and all kinds of dudes, and practiced with those guys and pulled the whole shot and led for a little bit and ended up getting third. That was cool.
Did you, coming out of amateurs, you were obviously pretty fast and everything else. Was there no Peyton, no pro circuit deal, nothing like that available to you? Was there any interest? Like why? That seemed like a natural thing. What happened there?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're like, I don't know.
Not sure why, but because I won Loretta's my last year, and all that, and I thought that would have been, and I did good at my first outdoor, which back then you could go to an outdoor before Loretta's, and did good at High Point that year, but that never came up. I almost took a Yamaha Troy deal, but that was on the 125. Brett Metcalf ended up riding.
Yep.
And kind of glad I didn't now, but at that point I was like, man, this is awesome, Yamaha Troy, and ended up going with WBR. And to be honest, I mean, I had really good results with them and a bunch of cool people with Tony Sulik and David Bailey coaching us and all that stuff. So, I mean, it worked out. But, yeah, the PC ride kind of never – it was never available then to me. I talked with Mitch a couple years, throughout my career about going over there, but it never really worked out.
You look at yourself, Team Green kid. Shorty was Team Green, Sellards, Josh Woods, some great Loretta's champions and Team Green guys that for whatever reason, Mitch, and I'm not bagging on Mitch here because Mitch was like, yeah, not interested, like not going to do that. You know what I mean? Marchbanks was 1 year and out. I don't know. Just seems weird that more Team Green. I guess there was a ton of Team Green guys.
Anderson was a Team Green.
Was he?
For a little bit, I think.
I don't know. But, it's just weird how sometimes you're automatically seated onto Mitch's team no matter what. And some guys just Sinai, never a chance, right? Epstein, Dylan Epstein was a pretty good amateur. Never a chance. And you're just like,
well,
okay.
I was a little older too, though. I wonder if that had something to do with it because I didn't go pro till I was 19. And, it seemed like most of the guys were 16. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not.
A good thing about Paris, though, Sipes, talking about your career and your age now, a good thing about Paris is old man Reedy was there, so you weren't the old guy there. So that worked out well for you there. You're like, there's a guy here who's older, so don't worry about it. There came a time so McGrath did Genoa. I think he was 40 when he did Genoa, and he had a pretty big crash. Lars was his mechanic then, and hurt his liver and stuff like that. And then Eric Bernard, our buddy Eric, he was bringing Mike Brown over for a lot of these races. And at one point, Brownie's like, I don't want to do that anymore. But Sipes, you're 37, and you're still down for Soupy. You're still totally fine with that. At some point, these guys, McGrath and Brownie, reached a point where they're like, I don't feel good on that. But you're not there yet for Soupy.
Not yet.
Yep.
I do think, people, even this weekend, somebody was asking me, what's your favorite thing to do? And I said, the most fun thing to ride is Supercross.
Yeah.
Because, you're doing rhythms and it's big jumps and whatever, and I still like whoops a lot.
Yep.
I think that's really fun. To race it, though, is gnarly. There's so much risk. That's probably the thing that I do with the most risk is Supercross, because any little wrong move is, could end up really bad. So I'm still down to do it, but that would be probably the first thing that I'd be like, you know what, Jeremy, maybe let's not do that this year.
Well,
if it gets that far. I
asked Trey about that, and actually, Sipes, that's hilarious you say that, because I said, Trey, he tests for Honda, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, do you still feel like? He's like, dude, it's fun, and I'm not pushing, so it's not hard for Trey because he's not racing, Sipes, he's riding, right? And yes, he's pushing himself a little bit to test the motorcycle, but generally speaking, if he backs out,
sending it.
If he backs out of something, it's not a problem, right? And he says it's still a lot of fun. So exactly what you said, same idea.
Yeah.
Where he's like, it's fun. So, Ryan Sipes here on the PulpMX show, brought to you by the folks at Vertex Pistons, Red Bull Hard Enduro. Where is it, Sipes? What, Texas? Where part?
It's down near Austin.
Near Austin.
A place called Rally Ready Ranch.
All right, so that'll be it. That's
tape it up and go.
Yep, tape it up and watch out for those rocks.
Yeah. Well, they said, I was talking to the guy today that's putting it on, and I'm like, I don't want to just show up and then not be able to do it. You know.
Yep.
For one, it's driving a long way, and I just don't want to be the guy that goes there and driving all the way there. I know that I might not be able to do it. And he goes, just wait. It's not Erzberg. It's not. There's no Carl's Diner here. It's hard enduro, but it's not quite that gnarly.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, the more I walk around, the better the ankle feels. So, like I said, I'll tape it up and I'll do what I can, but I got no plans of going there and not finishing it. So,
yeah, I'm
going to go there and do my best.
Absolutely. Well, we know you'll do that, Sipes. Really cool to have you on tonight. Good seeing you at Paris, even though it, didn't go the way you wanted to. I still thought it was cool to see you there. And good luck at the Hard Enduro from the folks at Red Bull getting behind that. So, yeah. And also Watermelon Red Bull. It's fantastic. So if you're talking to Hammer, can you ask him to send me a case? Because I'm all out. I'm just about out.
To put in your Red Bull fridge.
Yeah.
I'll get on that.
I need that. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate the time, man. Keep in touch. I'm sure we'll see you at a Soupy next year at some point.
All right, thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, thank you.
Later.
That's Ryan Sipes, everybody. Brought to you by the folks at VertexPistons.com. Yeah, cool program. Sipes is a good
awesome
dude. Yeah.
Especially at this stage where I think he's probably not wanting to just lock in and grind on the same thing every day. He's trying to entertain himself. So to be able to, go and do this in 2 weeks and do that, I think that's what's keeping it going for him. So,
and you know what? I meant to say this to him on the phone. Like, obviously, his social is his social. So if you follow him, you love him, or you like Ryan Sipes or whatever. But when I follow him, when I look at his social, like, people love it. Like, the fans are behind his program.
Because to be so good in different disciplines, it'd be one thing if he was good at Supercross and then, that's really cute how bad he is at everything else. He crushes everything. Yeah. So I think people respect that.
I don't know much about hard enduros. I've seen a few of them on TV, but you cannot tell me that endurocross is any harder than a hard enduro.
Yeah, I was surprised with that answer because I think he would do really well at it. I mean, some of the tracks this year even were a little. The endurocross guys said on the fast, easy side.
Yep.
And I was watching it thinking of him, how good he would be. So I was surprised to hear him say that.
I saw a GoPro, a lap of Haker, or maybe it was Webb. I don't follow Haker, so it must have been Webb. One of the races Webb did. I think
the last two, Denver. I think they were wow.
I think he put a camera on his helmet for one of that. Maybe it was Haker. Anyways, I watched a lap of one of the rounds from the GoPro, and I'm like, that looks like fun and not too hard. Like doubling the log jumps, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Putting a foot down in the rocks, and
they've made the tracks pretty racy.
Yeah.
I mean, they can battle, so it's not just survive. And they got rid of the water, which they had back in the day, which was just. I don't know why.
Breaking news: we're back on video.
Oh,
great job, Marks.
Thank you.
Tits, you have a comment?
I'm glad that he finally got his act together.
Okay,
it's about time.
Thanks, Tits.
You're welcome.
Friends for life there. Friends for life.
Pit them against each other.
Yeah, I know. It's fantastic.
It's just unbelievable.
So, I don't really want... Let me touch on this.
I miss Tits. I miss Tits bad.
I don't really want to touch on this, but I want to touch on this.
Hey-o.
Okay. I'm like...
So, Ryan said Pooh, his brother, isn't doing the monster truck anymore because they're not getting him to do... Oh, see? So you're out.
Out of what?
This conversation.
I'd like to be. It's private. Up until 2021, that was a private discussion.
Yeah. But Ryan made it not so private. So
he also didn't. He kept it.
Okay. All right, never mind. I just have a question. I just have a question. That's all I have. I don't have
a question.
I don't have any. Well, I do have an opinion, but I have a question more than anything.
Just ask a question and then let it hang.
Pooh Sipes he won a couple championships in the monster trucks, and from what I know from people who used to drive monster trucks and around that area, you make about $100K.
Really?
Yeah, Feld owns you, you're a Feld employee, and maybe this is with bonuses or whatever, but you make about $100K. I think you could make more, but I'm saying I know two people that made about $100K.
Okay.
Doing that. All expenses paid, you know what I mean, all that stuff. So basically, Ryan is saying that Pooh walked away from that because of the vaccine. Right?
That's what was implied.
That's what I took from it, right? Everybody? Yeah?
That's what it was implied.
Yep.
So that's a big, you're driving a monster truck, you're a two-time champion or whatever, and you're making good money, you're traveling the world, probably pretty cool lifestyle if you're single, which I think Pooh is, and you know what I mean? It's big decision. Big decision.
Everybody's different. Everybody.
I know.
So, yeah.
Okay, moving on. Thanks to Maxima. Maxima's 4-stroke oil that has the patented peak performance. Monster Energy Kawasaki, Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, all using that. Absolutely love the folks at Maxima, MaximaUSA.com. The 927 is still the #1 selling performance 2-stroke oil in most markets around the world. Maxima USA, Pulp 20 is the code to save with Maxima. Love this product. Love these guys. You have a favorite Maxima product?
SE1's the easy one, but...
Everyone says SE1.
I mean...
Suspension
clean. You have to be super
yeah.
creative to find something better in their catalog.
I know, right?
It's all good, but
it's great stuff. Love the Maxima guys. Whether it's the filter for the filter oil, which I've used. I use the filter oil. I use the grease for my linkage. I use SE1 to clean up my bike when I don't wash it very well. I use MPPL to lubricate foot pegs and shifters and things like that. I use the chain lube, of course.
Chain lube or chain guard?
Chain guard. I use the Maxima mountain bike chain guard for the mountain bikes. Yeah, love Maxima stuff. Pulp 20 is the code to save. Pro Filter, I got one of those in my Blue Crew as well, profilter.com. They have been active in the industry for the last decade, and they manufacture top-quality air and oil filters for dirt bikes, street bikes, side-by-sides, and everything in between. So please check that out. Pick up a pre-oiled, ready-to-use premium air filter, oil filter for your next service, and it's super easy to use that. You simply take your filter. Daniel, there's no way you enjoy cleaning filters.
Mm-mm.
Obviously, your child is hurt right now, but you do not like cleaning filters. So simply take your filter out. It's a Pro Filter one. Throw it in the garbage. Put a new one in. It's already pre-oiled. It's ready to go. It's fantastic. So you eliminate the time and chemicals required to clean and oil your filters. Thank you to Pro Filter. Thank you to Maxima. Thanks to Ryan Sipes. Thanks to Justin Brayton and Weege too. What if Weege just kills it with that crypto? Have you ever heard of that crypto that he was talking about?
I didn't actually hear which one he said.
Oh, because
Coin.
Coin?
Yeah.
Coin is the crypto?
That's what he said.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about it.
Talking about the Coinbase
No.
security?
No.
It's something where there's a bunch of them together. He said, like a.
No,
okay.
I'll have to look
Anyways,
into it.
all right. Well, what if Weege becomes a millionaire off of this bet?
I mean,
Right.
he'll have you to thank.
He will. All right, going to take a commercial break here. We're going to come back. Jason Thomas is coming up. The Race Tech Rant, the X-Brand Tear-Offs, the Motorsport Tweet at Tits. Marks is on video now. Tits is doing whatever Tits does. We've got lots more to get to tonight on the show. PulpMX Show presented by Motorsport.com, Decal Works, and Fly Racing. We'll be right back after this.
Fuck you, you're fired.
Those who love motocross know Motorsport.com has the knowledge and expertise to make your next ride your best ride. Motorsport.com has a broad selection of in-stock parts and gear at competitive prices. We specialize in bringing you OEM and aftermarket parts, riding gear, and accessories for dirt bikes, motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs. All thanks to the most dedicated and experienced team of gearheads in the industry who use the very parts we sell on Motorsport.com. Motorsport.com always offers fast shipping and free delivery on orders more than $79 to ensure you never miss a ride. Whether you race on the track, ride the trails, or commute on the street, shop Motorsport.com today for the best customer service and experience when buying the parts and gear you need to stay on 2 and 4 wheels. Make your next ride your best ride, only at Motorsport.com.
Steve.
Kiefer.
Do you want to hear about one of the best rides I've ever had?
Dude, it's not time for After Dark yet.
Chill down, dude. I just want to talk about race tech stuff.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Gosh, man. Basically, I've had the chance to do some stuff with race tech recently with the CRF 250R and, of course, the KX 250. And as you know, I've talked about on the show, I wasn't a real hardcore fan of race tech stuff back in the day. But since Rob and Andrew and those guys have assembled at race tech, the stuff has been great. So for you guys out there listening, if you guys are looking to get your engine work done or even some suspension work, or as Steven says on the show sometimes, get your seals and your oil rebuilt in your fork and shock. Get it rebuilt. It helps. 15 to 20 hours. Head over to racetech.com. Check out. They even got a cool little simulator. You can look at what size spring rate you might need for your bike. So a lot of cool features over there on the website. But and as you know, Yamaha Blue Crew guy over here, you guys have some of that on your bike?
It's fantastic. Zombie Blows uses it. Jerry Robin uses it. Starling, all of those guys over there. Malcolm Stewart won a Supercross with Race Tech stuff a few years ago. Pulp19 is the code to save. Mention PulpMX when you call. You can save on the service. You can save on motor work. You can save on springs if you just want to do that and get it put in yourself or do it yourself. Race Tech is the one-stop shopping for motor and suspension work. You can also mention the code HOMELIFE2020.
That's better. That's a better code, I think.
We'll do either one. Just listen, people. Give your bike some love. Get your suspension modified service. Get your motor modified serviced with the folks at Race Tech.
Good people.
Want a chain and sprocket kit but aren't sure what you need? Then call Vortex EK at 800-440-3559 and get hooked up with the right sprocket and chain kit for your bike. With more than 30,000 possible gearing combinations, Vortex EK has more gearing than your garage has room for. It's a ridiculous amount of gearing for nearly any bike. Join the ranks of Star Racing Yamaha and Supercross champion Dylan Ferrandis and run a Vortex sprocket. Available in red, blue, black, orange, silver, and Kawasaki green.
Yes, green. Call a doctor because things just got sick.
Warning may cause extraordinary power, excessive performance, and speed so fast your eyes will bleed.
Call Vortex EK at 800-440-3559 and mention promo code PulpMX 2021 and get the best deal on your next order.
Maxima Racing Oils was created for world-class racers who challenge the limits of possibility. Their demands on equipment drive us to look beyond conventional ideas and to exceed industry standards. It's in our DNA to identify problems, formulate solutions, and execute at the highest levels of competition. Case in point, the championship-winning Factory Kawasaki race team, longtime Maxima partners who extensively use Maxima throughout the bike. Maxima's USA-made products exceed JSO requirements and can be used in all motorcycle brands: Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, KTM, Husqvarna, and more. Maxima Racing Oils. Experience the difference. Visit MaximaUSA.com for more information.
Hey Pulp Nation, Andy from Guts Racing. We are the leaders in seat technology. We feel like for any need that you have with your seat, we've got you covered. For 2021, we're going to be adding more colors to our product line, and we're going to be adding more merchandise to our product line. Also new for 2021, we've expanded our distribution through motorsportoutlet.com. So please support the people that support Pulp. Support Guts Racing and also support motorsport.com. Hope to see you guys at the track soon. Once again, this is Andy Gregg from Guts Racing. Thanks again to Pulp Nation for all the support.
FMF Racing is proud to celebrate over 45 years of fun, building every FMF exhaust right here in the USA. Owner and founder Don Emler may have started FMF Racing in his garage 45 years ago, but Don is still hands-on in our 100,000 square foot state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Southern California. FMF's goal? Design and manufacture the world's best performance exhausts 100% in the USA under one roof. FMF is a proud sponsor of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship for over 25 years.
Hi, it's Tomax Superfan Dylan here. The only thing I love more than seeing Eli win is Michelin motorcycle tires. And Michelin is introducing many exciting new tires for 2020. For V-twin riders, the Michelin Commander 3 Cruiser and the Michelin Commander 3 Touring tires offer improved wet grip and enhanced tread life. For sport bike and track day riders, the Michelin Power 5 tire and the Michelin Power GP tires feature the same architecture and profile for effortless sport bike setup from street to track. If you'd like to have the same tire that won the 2019 Red Bull Ayersburg Rodeo, the Michelin Enduro Extreme tire is the tire for you, and the Michelin Starcross 5 tire range is now available for young motocross and off-road riders in sizes for 50cc bikes and up. To learn more about these and all other Michelin two-wheel products, check out www.motorcycle.michelinman.com, visit your local dealer or online retailer, and follow at Michelin Motorcycle on Instagram and Facebook.
Hey guys, it's Mathis. Look, if you're still not wearing a neck brace in 2020, it's time to go get one, or at least think seriously about it. It's been over 15 years since the neck braces first came out. They're not the clunky, oversized devices they used to be. Atlas came in and changed the way all neck braces were designed by introducing flexible technology to the world and proving that neck braces can be something you can actually ride in while performing at the highest level. Look at Jason Anderson winning Supercross championships, or look at Martin Davalos or anybody else. Don't take my word for it just because I have 2 Manitoba championships to my name. Wait, I have 4. Just look at how many other brace designs look like the Atlas one. Atlas pioneered all the modern neck brace features and have been refining them ever since then, while the competition has been trying to catch up. Grab the brace that's been leading the pack. Check out atlasbrace.com. Get yours today. There is a Pulp discount if you check out sponsordeals.com on PulpMXshow.com. So be like Chase Sexton, Martin Davalos, and many other guys and wear the Atlas brace. atlasbrace.com.
For over 30 years, DecalWorks has led the industry in quality and customer service by offering the best custom motocross graphics, plastics, seat covers, and rider ID products. DecalWorks is officially licensed with Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, KTM, Husqvarna, and Gas. Their expert staff will go above and beyond to make sure your questions are answered. DecalWorks is a proud sponsor of Red Bull KTM Factory Racing and the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Off-Road Team. Visit decalmx.com and be sure to use promo code PulpMX at checkout. Quality, service, and knowledge is what makes DecalWorks stand out. DecalWorks, #1 for many reasons.
Our guys at Works Connection have always been there for the PulpMX show, and they're there for you as well. They're just as passionate, as dedicated to the sport as you are. For over 30 years, Works Connection has been designing and producing innovative products like the Pro Launch Start Device, the 123 Easy Build Elite Perch, Elite Axle Blocks, and much, much more. You'll find Works Connection products on AMA Pro Riders bikes under the canopies of Team Honda, HRC, Star Racing, Smart Top Honda, as well as top teams and privateers alike. The best part of this deal is PulpMX20 code saves you money at WorksConnection.com. Stop by your local outlet and check out the new lineup of Works Connection products for 2021. I've got the perch on my bike. I've got the engine plugs. I absolutely love it. Great product. I've got the start device as well, which helped me in one moto at the World Vet Championships, and one moto not so much. WorksConnection.com. PulpMX20 is the code to save. Please check them out. All new 2021 products now available. Thanks for listening.
Over 65 years ago, Vertex Pistons was born out of a small technical workshop in northern Italy's famous Motor Valley. Expanding and maturing among the racing legends of Ferrari, Lamborghini, MV Agusta, and Ducati. Today, Vertex Pistons are the pistons of choice for motorcycle riders and teams throughout the world. Because of their renowned reputation for exceptional quality, Vertex Pistons is a factory piston supplier to KTM, Husqvarna, Beta, Gas, and TM. From the Motocross, Supercross, MXGP, GNCC, National and World Enduro Series, you can find Vertex Pistons winning championships. Vertex Pistons strives to provide you with world-class factory technology at a very competitive price. No matter which brand of bike you ride, when it's time to rebuild your top end, Vertex Pistons will have your engine performing better than new. To see our full range of 2-stroke and 4-stroke pistons in replica, high compression, or GP-style configurations, visit us at vertexpistons.com or stop into your local dealer and ask for a Vertex piston kit today.
Welcome back, everybody. PulpMX Show presented by Motorsport.com. DecalWorks and folks at Fly Racing. Jason Thomas coming right up here on the show. And, of course, David Vuillemin coming up, as well as David Drake's DV should be great.
I can't wait. I love DV.
He's amazing. He's an incredible human being and a great guest.
I just love the no filter with him. He says whatever he wants, and he's prideful about it. So it's like he loves the fact that he can say what he wants, and I like that.
Yeah, he does. Working with Nichols and Marv now, along, of course, Dylan Ferrandis. Did a great job with Dylan. So, yeah.
Building a little empire, huh?
Right? DV Factory going big. Jason Thomas coming up here, like I said, shortly to talk about Paris a little bit, as well as this KTM photo controversy, maybe a little bit.
Can't wait.
Race Tech Rant of the night. Let's get into that. Race Tech Rant. Pulp21 is the code to save with the folks at Race Tech. Get your motor work done. Get suspension work done. Use the code. Tell them you listen to Pulp. They'll give you a deal. They've done a lot of work for privateers and teams over the years, and they'll continue to get your bike dialed in right. Just listen, jerk-offs. You've got dirty-ass suspension oil, okay? Your bushings are probably shot. You've never changed the oil in your bike. The thing works like shit. Oh, so I hit myself in the face.
Damn.
The thing works like shit, all right? So get your suspension oil changed, get everything going on, and the bike will work so much better. Get your sag right. Just look after your bike. It'll look after you. And you can use the code PULP21 to save. So it's that easy. Thank you to the folks at Race Tech. So
I would say you look like you're getting tense all of a sudden.
What?
You just, you're winding up. What's up? What's the problem?
All right, here's my problem. Here's my fucking problem.
All right.
So our buddy Jack Osborne announced his retirement, of course. We thought he was going to come back, and he announced his retirement. And so I talked to him a little bit about it. So originally, he'd come to the races last summer, and he'd helped out the team and RJ Hampshire, and RJ won the race, and Redbud, and then he was, Osborne is a super smart guy, knowledgeable, and he gets it, right? So did a good job. Then he was going to do that for the team this year. He was going to end up doing that for the team, right? Then his back got a little better. He was thinking he would race again, so he started getting ready to race again. And he didn't officially retire, but that was the word. And then he officially announced he was coming back. And then now his back is bad enough again, like he
flared up or something.
Flared up. He can't go multiple days is what he can't go. He needs a day of rest and therapy, and then he can ride. Then he needs a day and a rest. So, like, he wouldn't be able to be where he wants to be to race.
You wouldn't be at full potential.
So now I don't know the whole story. I've just talked to Osborne a little bit. But I do know that rider coach thing job was on the table for him. And then I know that his comeback was on the table for him. And now he's the one that, according to people I talked to, he's the one who told Husqvarna, told KTM Big Boss, I can't race at the level you guys want me to. Like, I'll be able to get fifths and tenths or whatever. Like, so I'm not racing. I don't want to take your money.
So he could manage it and be half-ass, but he didn't want to go and take the money.
How many riders in this sport would just take that last year of the contract and be like, oh, yeah, sorry, man. Like, a lot of them.
Most.
A lot of them, right? He did the honorable thing. It was like, I can't give you what you're paying me for. I'm out. So I'm walking away from my contract that you agreed to pay me because I don't think I can give you what you need to do. So that's pretty honorable. And now that race team rider coach job isn't on the table for him anymore. So he's doing nothing. Like he doesn't know what he's going to do.
Is someone else in the spot, or it just doesn't exist?
According to people I talk to, and one of them is him, the spot's not there. It's gone. And like, I don't know what the spot would have paid, but it would have paid him a lot less than his salary. So it's not a money thing. You know what I mean? And so my race tech rant is like, I can't believe that this guy who delivered 4 championships to the team, delivered race wins in everything, every class, 120, 250 Supercross, 250 Motocross, 450 Supercross, 450 Motocross, 4 championships, and wants to do this, and there's no job for him. He's like, so he's retired, and he's cutting the ties with the team, and all these OEMs are throwing money out to all these ambassadors, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. That's cool. Jeff Emig, Ryan Villapoto, Jeremy, all these guys are ambassadors, and you can't find a spot for Osborne who wants to do that, wants to help out. Like, I just think that's bullshit. I just think that is complete bullshit by the team, by KTM, that they can't find a spot for Zach Osborne, who delivered these accolades for the team. Now, Ryan Dungey was able to stay on until Ryan left by his own accord. You know what I mean? So they have spot. They do that with people. So that's my race tech round of the night. Like, fuck, man. Like, the guy did the honorable thing, said, I can't race. I don't want to take your money, when most riders would have. Most riders would have suffered with poor results and then just been like, sorry, man, like, back and,
I'm going to be out for a month, but check comes.
But not Osborne. Said, I can't deliver what I'm paid for to do, and now I believe he would like to do the rider coach thing and can't do it. Just sorry. When that offer was on the table, he was going to do that. It was all done. Mm-hmm. And now, no, sorry, you're done. So I think that's bullshit. My race tech round of the night is that poor job, KTM, for booting Zach Osborne, to the curb after he did you right in many ways. By A, winning championships, and B, by turning down the last year of a deal when he could have got paid. That's my race tech round of the night.
So, obviously, I don't know. I haven't talked to Zach. I haven't talked to anyone. I don't know anything other than what I just told you. So I can't comment on the relationship. There's whatever. All I could think of is, would he bring value to the program? Because it'd be one thing.
Right.
It'd be one thing if it was like, what are we going to do with this guy? Like, give him some sympathy gig. But I could see Zach being super valuable with the new motorcycle, development. Malcolm's new to the team, the inner workings.
I mean,
Dean,
he already was
the
doing
young
it this
rider.
summer. And,
So that's what
and
I'm saying.
RJ benefited from it.
Yeah.
You know.
So what I'm saying is it'd be one thing if it was just trying to find this guy a sympathy spot here.
Right,
It's another thing where I could see a lot of value from a multi-time champion helping that. So
if nothing else, he's an ambassador. And he
Yeah.
rides the bikes,
That's what
and maybe he goes to GNCCs, maybe he goes to some dealer rides, maybe he does something like that where he's getting some money and he's still on a Husqvarna, and the guy's a professional through and through, like, talks well, interacts well, like, you know how Zach is.
Oh, he's great. Ambassador.
He's great. So you can't find an ambassador role for him. Now, I don't know if he wants to do that.
Yeah, I would say he might not want to do that.
Maybe not want to do, but from what I gather, it was like, sorry, there's nothing here. Sorry, you're out. You're done. And I just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, and again, this is a guy who won you 4 titles on your brand. 4 titles, and you can't find room for him? Like, I don't know, man. And when you could find room for him 2 months ago, and now you can't?
But that's where I go off of the can you find room for him versus wouldn't you just want him anyway?
Right.
Like I would, like if I was Honda or some, I mean they all have their guy,
Yeah.
but if I was someone else right now, I'd be like, I could get Zach Osborne to be involved in the testing and the rider rental. So for me, there's a lot of value that I would want him. It wouldn't be, can I find him something?
Listen,
It'd be, I want him. So
if
that's where I'm
him,
confused about.
If I'm him and another OEM comes to me, which he'd be so valuable for, I'm jumping ship and doing the double middle fingers to Husqvarna. Like I am. I can't believe it. Like he could have just taken their money and rode and delivered 7th place results and then had all us be like, dude, his back's fucked up. What do you want? He's got 7th place, and miss a month here with a back and then get it better. And then he could have done that. And a lot of riders would have. And he called and said, I can't do this.
That is wild. It's honorable of him. So what's he want to do? I mean, I DM'd him and just said congratulations on it was all basic talk. I
think he wants to do the rider
coach. So he
coach
wants
thing.
to be involved in something.
Yeah, I think he really enjoyed that this summer, and he was really good at it from what I gather. Now, maybe politically some noses were out of joint at him doing that. Like maybe Scuba Steve wasn't happy, the manager now, or maybe
I was going to say,
I don't know, maybe Ian or like I don't know.
There's got to be something else on the chessboard that we're not seeing and understanding that maybe he doesn't even know, or maybe he does. I don't know. There's got to be something more.
I would think so, but
because it seems too easy.
But politically, I don't give a shit about the political stuff. Like the bottom line is Zach Osborne can help your team, and the bottom line is he gave up all this money, so by doing the right thing, and so if he wants to do that, and he's this great champion, this isn't like some rider that's never won for you retiring. Like, this isn't like this is a guy who won 4 fucking titles for you.
4 of the 5, right? Anderson got the only other one. Did they've got any other ones?
No.
So he got 4 of the 5 for him.
So anyways, that's my race tech round of the night. Like, I don't know. I just hire Zach Osborne. Keep him around. He's an asset.
That's my brain right now is going, so where? Star will probably pick him up.
Yeah. He's end up with a bag of Star. But, or at Star, I should say. I don't know. That's just racetech.com. Pulp21 is code to save. Thanks for the race tech, guys.
Yeah, and if you're out there listening right now and you're pissed about this, there's only one thing to do. Go to racetech.com.
Yeah.
Get your stuff serviced.
Absolutely. I agree.
In rage.
I agree. The 7 o'clock hour of the PulpMX show brought to you by OGO Power Sports. We know traveling is a pain. I just traveled to Europe and back with my OGO backpack.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, sure.
I heard you took a very awkward route home because you're super bougie and needed it to be so nice.
Yes.
That's true?
Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to confirm because it got thrown out today and then you didn't really answer to it.
No, I wanted to get up front. When you fly first class, lay down flat bed, your own little cubicle.
But your route was really goofy.
It was just one extra stop. It was just Denver. It was not really goofy. That's not really goofy. It
seemed
Denver's on the Newark was the first stop, then Denver was the next one, so it's not goofy. Okay. But I did have my OGO backpack with me and my OGO travel bag. Love it. It's great. All the pockets I needed. So I had my charger. I had a bottle of water. I had an iPad to read. I had my laptop to do some work. And then, of course, all the cords that you need and a travel pillow and everything. And the OGO backpack works fantastic. So thank you to those guys. They just did a OGO Jet Lawrence drop today.
The donut bag, right?
The donut bag. That's probably all gone.
Oh, it was
I'm
probably
sure.
gone before it showed up.
Right. So the folks at OGO doing big things in the sport, whether it's backpacks for me or bags for Jet or whatever it is. You got OGO?
Yep, I got a backpack. It's OGO, but it's the Fly Edition OGO, and then I got the regular OGO carry-on.
9800 or the carry-on?
Carry-on. I don't have a 98. I haven't used a big bag in.
Well, when you go riding, when you do ride once a year, what do you use?
I just borrow gear and borrow stuff. So yeah,
I
don't care.
This hour brought to you by the folks at OGO Power Sports. If you want a deal on anything from OGO, send us an email using the contact form on PulpMX.com, and we'll pass it on to the folks at OGO, and they'll be able to give you a Pulp Show discount. And thank you to OGO for everything that they do. And get yourself some donut bag if you can. It's probably all gone, but yeah.
Merch machine over there, man.
Yeah, just marketing it.
Stop calling him Mertz. I'm just calling him Merch.
Merch.
Because he's killing the merch game over there for Jet.
The merch machine. We'll see. I got Mertz I need a favor. And
from Myrtle?
Yeah. And I've never asked him for a favor, like anything.
I threw out one. I threw out a couple recently, and they haven't been delivered yet. But
okay, so
I feel like he's clutch.
He told me he thinks he can make it happen this week. It's for this week, and so I'll keep everybody informed. But if he comes through, that I'm going to owe him. It's going to be one on the ledger for Mertz, that I have to help out. So let's see if he comes through for me. Yeah. But OGO Power Sports, anyways. Daniel Blair on the show as well. Of course, Main Event Moto. How's that going? How's Eagle Grit? How's everything going?
Life's good. Eagle Grit actually ran into some supply line issues for the first time in 5 years. The containers that hold the product, they're not readily available like always. So I actually ran into a little issue over the last month, and it's been an absolute nightmare. But it's a good thing because the demand is high, the supply is low. So I pulled off November, but it was super frustrating the last few weeks. But other than that, it's going great.
Now available through Western Power Sports?
Yeah, good to go. I mean, I think last time I was on, we had like finalized the deal, but I don't think we were in the warehouses yet. So no, we're fully stocked now. Everything's going great. Reorders are coming in, and it's been awesome. But yeah, so everybody out there that's listening, the dealerships, parts managers, service managers,
hand wipes crushing it.
Hand wipes is the biggest. It's done the most, and I thought the hand cleaner would do the most because it's so just an automatic for the service departments. But because the hand wipes are a parts and service item, I think they're just doing better, and they're killing it, man.
I've used my hand wipes quite a bit. Actually, I probably could get stocked up. I bet you I'm probably – how many wipes are in there?
I know a guy. 73?
No,
72.
I bet you I'm 20 in, so I probably don't need a restock.
I know the guy. Just let me know.
All right.
He'll take care of it.
And then how is the supply of eagles this time of year? How is everything there?
They're good. We're getting into the winter months.
Yeah.
That's the breeding time of year. So when things get a little sketchy, right around now is when we do our monitoring, and there's been heavy breeding going on. So we'll be fine for 2022.
All right. Okay. Good to know. I'm always worried about that.
Yep.
EagleGrit.com. Get it from a local dealer, or go directly from EagleGrit.com. Please check
Still
that
get the
out.
pulp code all the time.
That's nice.
Probably a couple of weeks.
Other big news for you is so the TV schedule came out for Supercross.
Yep.
Obviously, NBC Sports is going away, but CNBC, USA Network, NBC, the main network itself. Most races are live. I think there's a few that aren't, but most are live. Mm-hmm. And the other news is you're going to be in the booth. You're going to be you were in the second last round, penultimate round last year. You were in the booth with RC doing the play-by-play. Ricky doing the color, and now they are going to use you up to 4 times. That's
4 rounds this year.
That's pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. The crazy part is I kind of knew that it was possible for a while because of the Winter Olympic dates, which is crazy because of COVID and everything. Summer Olympics got pushed. So they just did Summer Olympics, but now Winter Olympics fires right up in February. So last year, the one went well enough to where they think I can fill in for 4. Yeah. So I get to do 4 in a row, which is awesome because for me, we've talked about it, you and I have, and I think the audience listening probably has heard me say this before, but I do so many different roles, and you have to kind of change who you are all the time. Play-by-play, analyst, tracks, they're all different responsibilities. Yeah. So for me to just jump in and do the one, it was like heavy pressure because I'd never done play-by-play live before, and it's a it's a distinct role you play. Yep. It's not a free-for-all. So for me to have a chance to do 4 in a row and really get into the role and get comfortable in the role, that's good. You know, I was happy it was 4 in a row and not like round
don't
3,
forget,
8,
you do
12.
race day live too. You're doing race day live. Yeah.
But Race Day Live has always been weird too because I've been the play-by-play host of Race Day Live, not the analyst.
Yep.
But that show's been this weird hybrid kind of thing.
I love Dan Hubbard, but why they had you throwing questions to Hubbard, I'll never understand. I don't really get that. Unless it was about Crew Jones.
Oh.
He would have Crew Jones.
Speaking of Crew Jones, our cover, Thunder in Your Heart, it's done.
Oh, yeah?
It's not out yet.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of editing going on with the guy who's doing the mix and master. But Thunder in Your Heart from Rad is done, and it'll be dropping in a pretty creative way here in the next month. So
anyways, so you're doing that.
And then Race Day Live, the reason why it was what it was last year is because Dan came in, and I was already used to the hosting spot, and I had also been kind of prepping and building towards being ready for an opportunity to do play-by-play. I made a personal transition 3-4 years ago where I said, okay, if I'm an analyst, I've like hit the end of the road. Like I'm not going to take Ricky's job. He's the freaking 5-time champ. So I made the decision to kind of pivot and focus more on learning that role. So for Race Day Live, that was my prep to learn how to host and kind of control in and out of breaks. So going into this year, it's going to switch. Dan Hubbard will go into that role because it's more natural for him to be the host.
I mean, you've raced at the highest
and
level,
I'll be the analyst.
Yeah.
So now I'll be the analyst for the first 3 rounds and then trackside, and then I'll have to go booth at round 4, which is a completely different role.
Yep.
But then I get those 4 in a row so I can really like settle in, which is what I want to do. And the cool thing is 2 of the races are re-airs on NBC, which I know that's weird, but for me to be on big NBC Channel 3, that's really cool that I get to do a couple of re-airs.
That's awesome. So congrats on
Yeah, I'm
that.
stoked.
Yeah, and Lee Diffie and Todd Harris will be filling in for the other 13 rounds.
Yeah, and I don't know
rounds,
their schedule yet because there's things I think they're working out with Indy. There's a lot going on them. So, but my 4 are the Olympic 4.
Yep.
So I'll do those ones, and then those guys will be in I don't know their schedule yet, but I'm pretty sure Diffie would start. I think he'll start the first 3. I'm pretty sure.
The Supercross preview show that I was a part of a while back over Zoom, that's airing on December 25th, right?
Christmas Day.
2022 Supercross preview.
2 Eastern, I think it is, which is rad.
Marks, big job for Daniel back in the booth with RC, doing can you believe it? And as you talk to him about this, I'm going to go pee, and then you guys can just discuss this.
Okay.
Sounds
real?
good. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I think it's
I
good.
had to pee the whole first hour and a half of the show, and I was just holding it because I didn't know the rules, but all right.
You can do whatever you want here.
Well,
I mean, as you can see, we run a pretty loose program.
You do.
Well, and I run the ship, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
All right.
So, are you nervous at all? Do you get nervous before the show or anything?
I got a little nervous that I did because it was like, hey, have fun and play-by-play live on television. Hope you do well. Good job. So that was nerve-wracking. But now that I've done it, none. I'm
just excited.
Excited and I mean, just hope that they're great races because obviously that always makes it a little easier. I mean, Salt Lake for me last year was great 250 and 450 main event, so that helped. But no, not nervous. Just ready to go and ready to press the fast forward button to round 4 and get there. So
well, hopefully, and is there a chance that turns into something even more for the next year?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said that's not what I wanted. So that's what I want. So I'm going to treat it serious and try to give the fans what they want and give them my version of how I want it to be done. And hopefully that's good for everybody.
Can you throw some PulpMX stuff in there? Can you start yelling about the Nets, or can you do anything
I mean,
I got good money for a PulpMX fantasy plug.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
fantasy plug. Just be like, hey, Ricky, that's really good for your PulpMX fantasy.
It's funny because I've actually thrown that out to a couple writers, and I've literally told them, hey, so my Venmo is this. It's gonna be a rough 4 weeks for you if you don't hit that Venmo before Anaheim too.
Yeah,
so I'll give you the Venmo information and just send it on over, and we'll see what we could do.
Right. Paul wants to. Paul's on line 1. He wants to congratulate you. What's up, Paul? Paul, you there?
Parabinos?
No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you want to talk to Daniel?
Yeah, no, I just want to congratulate DB because that was a great job last year, and it's awesome to see you progressing further in it this year. You did a really great job, and I mean, Lee Diffie's great, and all motorsports that he's in, but it was really great to see you get a chance at it and then get to progress further in it this year.
I appreciate that, and yeah, that's why I'm stoked. Just the one didn't turn into a one and done. So
yeah, really. Right?
It would have been great, or it would have been horrible if they're like, "Hey, man, good job, thanks." So
it ain't working.
But to get 1 to 4, I'll take it.
We just pulled this hobo off the street. He's been doing it.
Hey, Daniel. So Diffie and Harris aren't here, but we're bringing in this guy we met last week.
Yeah, he says he called darts.
Yeah, and he was great at it.
Right.
No, I appreciate that, and yeah, I'm super excited just to progress, and you know, I've locked in on a goal that I'm chasing, and we're chipping away. We're getting there. So
absolutely great job.
Cool.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Speaking of great job, this man does the opposite of a great job each and every Pulp Show. Fly Racing Zone, Jason Thomas. What's up, JT?
Well, you missed your opportunity to go in with, speaking of a bum, they're pulling off the street or any of those options.
Yeah, good point.
That's what I was waiting on.
Yeah, good point. What's happening, man? Fly Racing, flyracing.com. Everything good with you?
I'm good. How's the jet lag treating you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Seriously, fine. Yep. Don't feel.
No, Yep. I'm always good on the way home. I struggle when I'm there.
Yep.
Same.
But when I get home, I'm fine.
Yep.
JT, do you think that's directional though? Because when I would go to the Philippines to race, I would always do better on the way there because I was headed that way, and then home was always worse. So you think it's a directional thing?
I'm sure it is. Yeah, and I think also, you know, when you come home, you get a pretty much a full night's sleep before you leave, and then you'll kind of nap throughout the day on the way home, and then you get home and then you sleep again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you just get all of this rest, but versus when you go there, you sleep some, but then you wake up, it's like the morning, and it's just, I think that's part of it too.
Yeah.
4 races in the booth for Daniel Blair, JT. Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Daniel as a person and a friend, but his ability in the booth, I think, is undeniable. So, you know, I think the toughest challenge for Daniel is convincing, I think, you know, whether it's NBC or Fox Sports or whoever is at the time, those executives that Daniel can do this because he doesn't have, you know, Ricky Carmichael's credentials or whoever they're comparing him to. But I think if you judge it in Steve's vacuum and just his ability to do the job, I think he has a bright future in it.
Thank you, JT. That was very nice. It's funny you say that too, because that's where things have always been a little confusing with my role, because I'm an ex-racer. So JT, my brain is like yours, like, right? We are analyzing at all times, and to do the play-by-play job, I mean, the hardest part for me is the self-control to not be that guy. And you can do it a little bit because, I mean, if you get into a situation, I mean, there's no harm in both dropping some analysis in moments, but I have to really stay
and I want to
in an unnatural lane. You know?
I want to hear my announcers have a discussion about something and get some opinion on both sides if there's an incident you know, I like that, where you're
I don't think that. I think that Joe Buck sometimes has insight.
Yeah.
Right? He's not a complete moron when it comes to the game of football, nor does he treat it like he is.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
And that I think was my challenge too. Is it's all about chemistry, and it's about making. Obviously, you got to make the race. You want to bring the race to life, but it's the chemistry with the guy next to you, and that's where I think I'll have a good advantage going in. Is I know Ricky. I know what he wants to say. We have good conversations off the mic. So it's just getting him. It's getting like the ball rolling, you know, where we're in a discussion. Lead
him to the right direction. Yep.
And that happens a lot.
Set him up for success, you know.
It happens on the floor too. I've noticed that when I watch back, you know, when they come to me on the floor and I have, you know, some kind of a thought or I'm noticing something, he picks up off that stuff really well. And he does the same for me when he's talking. It's like spurring thoughts. Like JT, when Malin is talking, he's spurring ideas in your head, right? And you need that with the guy next to you. So I think that's where I'll have a little bit of an advantage is being a former racer and knowing exactly what Ricky's thinking. Getting him there will be pretty easy because I know exactly what he wants to say and what he needs to say, and it's just getting like those dominoes dropping. So again, I got to stay in my lane and be the play-by-play guy, but use some of that race experience and kind of see some scenarios where I can get Ricky into some different trains of thought than just kind of what we're seeing. You know, that's my goal is to find a way to do that as much as possible.
Yeah, some of the, you know, when Malin and I we're in this little booth, right, and no one can see us. So if we're making hand gestures, or we can virtually do anything we want in there as long as it's not making noise. So a lot of times we'll be, you know, pointing at on our screens we have sector times, and if someone goes purple or someone that's the fastest sector of the race, so we will be pointing at things that we're going to lead into the next conversation topic, right? I'll point to a lap time where someone's just gone purple in this sector, if they're closing down the gap or if Hurling's just trying to catch back up. So yeah, there's a lot of that where it's not just I'm going to stop talking and I hope you pick it up with whatever you feel like talking. Like there's a lot of kind of silent communication that's going on to try to make it fluid.
Yeah, and it's one thing to call what you see on screen, but you got to almost see things that are coming and kind of be aware of like things that might be changing and then point those out on early. That's where Romo's so good in football is he sees a lot of things before they happen.
I felt like Ralph, and I like Ralph again. I just saw him at the Sammy Hagar concert. Hell of a guy.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like Ralph didn't take his head off the monitor to see the race and what was maybe developing. Now, you can never do that. You got to call the action off what the TV sees. I get that. I understand that. But like you said, you can look up, track a couple guys, be like, okay, this is coming or going to happen, and then you kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, or you see a guy in the back of the screen and he's been chipping away at it, and you can start to lead and hype the fans up to know that, hey, this two-rider battle can be 3 here. Keep an eye on it because the fans might be watching the battle, but they don't see the guy coming. The next thing you know, you kind of led them into something that might come.
Yep.
And you're gambling a little bit on that stuff, but I think you got to do it. You got to be a little bit ahead of the race and not be behind the race, if that makes sense. That's kind of the goal. So.
Fly Racing, flyracing.com. Jason Thomas on the line. We got the X-Brand Goggle Tear-Offs coming up as well with JT here. So Paris, JT, Paris Supercross, thoughts on that? What'd you think? What'd you make of that thing? Big blow for Roman Febre to break tib fib. That was not good. And I wonder if that slows any GP riders coming back to this thing in the future.
Well, I mean, I've had a similar injury, not exactly the same. He had a double break to his tibia, so it wasn't the standard tib-fib break that but it's still really bad.
Yeah.
To have to go in, surgically repair it, I will be shocked if he's ready to go at Matterley. We're about 80 days away. I don't know the extent of it, right? If they put a rod in it and similar to what they had to do to mine, I can tell you from my experience, there's no possible way physically that I could have raced in 80 days. It's just simply physically impossible. Let's hope it's not that serious because that would be a pretty big blow not only to him and his team, but also the series. He was a big part of why that series was so great this year. But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a race where you have fun.
Yeah.
It's a great money maker. You put on a good show. Your series is over, and just stay safe and get out of there. And then you just have this, horrific injury that it's going to impact 2022 no matter what, right? If he shows up or not, this is a huge blow to his championship chances regardless.
Yeah, even if he's able to ride, it ain't going to be where he wants to be training and all of that.
And the timing coming off of this season too, right?
If he can race, I'm talking like he's going to ride like a week or two before.
Yeah.
Like it is a really serious injury to come back from.
702-586-PULP. Give us a call if you want to talk to Daniel Blair, Jason Thomas, or myself here on the PulpMX show. Big deal. You know what? And again, like I wonder if the teams are like, see, that's why we don't go to this race. Like that's why.
I know.
Like, dude, the thing he crashed on was so small. He went long and cased the off, and it was so easy. Nobody crashed there all weekend long. Nobody did what he did all weekend long, but he's in the race. He's in the heat of the moment. He goes long. But dude, if guys are breaking their fib on tracks like this, then I could see GP teams being like, yeah, that's it. We're not going. We're not sending anybody.
It's tough. I mean, that they hate these guys racing Supercross anyway. And then that is like the poster child for none of our guys are ever doing an event like that.
Yeah, 100%, right? 100%. So,
it's a bummer.
What else you got from Paris? Any questions? I was there. I was.
I mean, there was a lot there. Marv was really good, but he's also on the old bike, so I thought that was interesting. I don't know how hard or easy that was to switch back and forth.
He said it was easy.
He
told me it was
okay.
easy.
Yeah. I mean, and that's great. Obviously, he looked great, so it couldn't have been too difficult. But I thought he was really impressive. He was really never challenged throughout the weekend. A little bit of pressure, I guess, from Febre, but nothing really to mention. No one really tried to make a pass attempt.
No.
So he was great. I think the biggest story of the weekend was really the fact that there were no whoops really changed the race. for me because I think if there are whoops, guys like Brayton make passes really quickly. He would have probably just blitzed right past Suberis at will.
JT, he said he only needed 5 of them. That's what JB said.
Yeah,
I just needed 5.
I think, any type of whoops is going to provide a guy like that an opportunity. And you can just see how much it kind of bunched everyone together not having whoops. But overall, I thought, I think other than the Febvre, deal, it was a great weekend. You had Chad Reed, and he looked pretty good. Like, he was relevant, top 5, 6 really all night. I thought Bogle rode really well. After pretty rough practice sessions, to be fair, he had bike issues. He didn't look great.
Yeah.
He didn't look great, though. And then when the racing took off, he was fine, right? He was right in that top 5 battle really all night.
He lost the podium on the last turn in the second race, but Brayton got him. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was entertained. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a success. It's just, man, that Febvre thing really just put a damper on the whole thing for me. It's just such a bad deal.
How about Maxim and Renault showing up? And he was the fastest guy in every practice session. So 2 practices on Friday night, practice on Saturday. He was 7/10 quicker in one practice. I know that, which is a huge thing on that track.
On a track like that.
Yeah. And then Kyle Peters, just 1-1-1, gets the start. Renault makes a lot of mistakes. He rides well, but the first race he was a bundle of nerves. He just hit a tough block, hit a rider, washed up. I mean, he had everything happen to him. He's the MX2 world champion, and Kyle Peters just steps up KP when he needs to.
Yeah, and I kind of expected Peters to be good. I mean, that's his deal, right?
Yeah.
That's his wheelhouse for what he feels comfortable doing. But I think Renault just really showed his lack of experience.
Yeah.
It's one thing by yourself to set a fast lap time, but racing in traffic and having to make those decisions on a really tight track when you've really never done it, it's totally different because, there's 2 ways of looking at it. You could say, well, he's French, he should be good at this, but that was really never Renault's path.
Yeah.
He was not in the same, he didn't go down the same path as like Suberis did or Marvin did. Like, he was hell-bent on being good at motocross, and his whole, he went through the EMX series and then to MX2, and it's always been about motocross. So I just don't think he really has any experience, and then he goes into that race with a ton of talent, but really no kind of race experience, and you just don't have any room to make mistakes. You can't push the edge like he's used to doing on a track like that and get away with it. They're just, the ruts and the tough blocks and everything's so much tighter, and you really just kind of saw that show up every time the gate dropped.
Couple other stuff here. Anything else on Paris, JT, before we move on? Anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, the Cairoli and Brayton thing, it's funny to see everyone's take, pretty wide range of takes on that.
There shouldn't be a wide range of takes on that, though. There shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think it totally caught Justin by surprise. I think Justin cutting down caught Tony by surprise. And, of course, the worst thing happens. They make contact and go down. But that's not Tony's MO. He doesn't race like that. I think he just went inside thinking, okay, Justin knows I'm here. And then Justin was still thinking about how am I going to get around Suberis, cuts down, and then it's just this big collision that I think it surprised both of them, big time.
The only one that's angry is Wygant, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, in the moment, I can understand Justin being mad because I would be too. But I just think both of them expected something totally different to happen there. And, yeah, sometimes just things go sideways.
It's funny how the take can be so much different based on the riders. If I would have seen Cairoli take out Subs right there, I would have never even had an emotion. But the fact that it was Brayton, I was bent in the first, 2 minutes, too, because it was Brayton. And I don't know Cairoli, but I know Brayton. I love Brayton. So having a guy in the fight emotionally, it's like, what the hell? But in all reality, there was nothing wrong with it. It was just
totally
circumstance.
Yeah.
But it's funny because now it makes sense when you hear fans after Supercross pissed off at when Faulkner took Hampshire out last year. It was like some people are like, good, that's what he gets. And then some are like, F Faulkner. And it's funny when emotion comes in, the pass looks so much different when there's no emotion involved. I was bent for 2 minutes, JT. I was kind of pissed because it was JB.
I wasn't at all. I was like, that's fine. That's racing. JB, they obviously him and Subs jacked with each other so much that, that's.
JB's older, man. I don't want to see him hit the ground. It hurts a little more.
I get it. Yeah, it was interesting to be there and see some of the stuff. Like, obviously, Bogle got a lot better, like you said, and JT Troll's race was disaster.
Man, what a rough weekend
it was.
So,
but you know what? Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I had a thought. I talked about this on my show with Troll. So I've had this happen to me, and sometimes it can be the best thing that happens to you because he's been practicing. They're riding with Phil and riding with these guys at PulpMX and whatever they're doing. Right, they're kind of in their boot camp thing. You go to this race, you go to Paris, and you don't really know what to expect. It's your first 450 race, pretty much. You have a horrible day and night. Like, nothing goes right. You're way off the pace every time you're on the track. You get bad starts. Like, just nothing goes to plan. And sometimes it can be a huge wake-up call that, holy crap, okay, I've got the whole month of December. I've got to get a lot better. I need my bike to be a lot better, and I need to get a lot faster. And sometimes it can save you from January being as bad as it could have been, right? It can be like, because you can think everything's going pretty well. Like, you feel good, bike's pretty good, and then you go to Anaheim and you just get smoked, and you had no idea that you were that far off. So I'm curious to see how that goes for Troll, if this is a chance for him to be like, dude, we got to get a lot better because that wasn't good at all.
Yeah, I mean, I got into it a little earlier. It wasn't you looked at the lap times, you looked at the times and the positions, and I can understand you coming to the conclusion that it was a disaster. It really wasn't. He had bike issues all 3 practices, didn't get laps in that he wanted. Therefore, he had a bad he had literally on Friday, 2 practices that are 15 minutes, he got 3 laps in that were anything good because of bike issues. Saturday, bike issues. Then he has to start on the far outside, and then, of course, he gets a bad start, and he has to work through the pack. And so, not good. I'm not trying to claim Troll's weekend was good, but not a disaster if you just kind of looked at the outside stuff. But I think he was still a little shocked in talking to him after the race at, how it happened.
In your interview with him, he said that this kind of light a fire under him.
Yeah.
So to JT's point, that probably worked a little bit, right? JT, you're riding your own tracks, you're feeling good, you get a little bit of a wake-up call, and then you're like, whoa, I've been going the wrong way, or maybe I've been a little overconfident. So it's probably good to get shook up a little bit late November. It could go the other way. He goes there and has an unbelievable weekend on an easy track, and he might be like, oh, dude, I'm good. And then he goes to Anaheim and just gets whacked. So I think this would be the better route to have his issues there.
Right.
Maybe shock him a little bit and then go take care of business.
I love Troll. You guys know that. I'm on a Troll train. Peak Troll in 2022, what's his best finish unless the class is decimated with injuries? If it's
top 10.
Yeah, like 9th, 10th?
No.
450 full field?
7, 8, 9.
No,
7,
not
8,
full
9.
field, but let's just say a few guys hurt.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be that nice.
Okay.
I would go 7, 8, 9. Think about how the field was last year at the end of the series.
Yeah,
it was
late.
Decimated.
Yeah, but I'm talking.
Decimated.
But I just said.
But that's what happens.
But I said
That's
not
what happens.
decimated.
I'd say.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. You look at the whole year. You have 17 rounds. Like, that's what happens. Like Steve, you watched me. Like, it got easier and easier and easier, and you just start moving up and up and up, and then you get a good start. You have a good night, and then you're like, oh wow, I got 8. Like that stuff happps, man. That's just how that series goes.
All right, JT. So DB and I were talking earlier because Feld's having a Supercross sale. What's the code? What did I say it was? Oh, 2021 CW to save it for some Supercross tickets. What are the top 3 races, JT, that you would recommend a fan go to for just, building / race / any attraction you want? I went A1, I went Glendale, and then I said Minneapolis. Those would be the 3 that I would say to a fan to go to.
Yeah, it's strong. I would go A1. I just don't think you can touch the atmosphere there.
Nope.
There's just nothing like it. So yeah, I can't argue that. Glendale's a strong one. I think that's a good one for a lot of people.
And it's a Triple Crown. It's a Triple Crown.
Yep. I will go off the board. I'll say Denver.
Denver
I like
was
that
cool.
city. Yeah, I like that city. I like that race. I just think it has a unique kind of feel to it. So I'll go Denver. And then I'll go
St.
I'll
Louis.
go the finale. I'll go with the finale at Salt Lake. I like Salt Lake. And I think the finale, with the chance that there's a championship on the line, is pretty damn cool. So it's hard for me to not pick Glendale, but since you went Glendale, I'll go Salt Lake.
All right, Daniel just picked all stadiums. Dallas because it's Jerry's stadium.
Yep. I want his
Indianapolis.
Suites.
Indianapolis.
I said Indy, Mini, and Dallas are my
Indianapolis?
three.
Like, what do you?
I like
So
Indy. I just love Indy. Always have.
Yeah, Indy's great. I can't go Minneapolis being February 10th or whatever it is. It's going to be, negative temperatures outside. I can't do it. It's too
round
damn
one
cold.
of the East.
Do you remember how cold it was there in 2020?
Yeah.
It was
felt like
bad.
I thought my bones were going to break just walking.
Remember,
Unbelievable.
guys were eating shit in the pits, riding their bikes to and from the stadium.
That was the year before, I thought.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
When did Peters
that
tear
was
his ACL riding to the track?
Yeah, it was great.
2020 was the year it was, I think, or maybe 2018 was the snow year. 2019 was when it was like minus 10.
Yeah. No, the snow year was a few years before that, but the last year there, early 2020, was the coldest I've ever felt in my life. It was brutal.
I've never been in weather like that, ever.
Preston is on 3. Question for DB. Go ahead, Preston. What's your question for Daniel Blair?
Hey, guys. Appreciate you taking my call. And ironically, you're talking about Minnesota. And I want to know, I guess, just why Minnesota or why Minneapolis? And another question, I guess, for Daniel is who'll be down trackside while he's doing commentary in his place? And had a suggestion possibly to cover for him on that. And then I was curious if Steve also listens to Daniel's show, if I can name it on there or not.
Have you ever listened to 1 second of it?
I've never listened to Main Event Moto. No, listen, not to be a dick. I've not.
Not 1 second.
My show either.
I've not listened to JT's show either.
Because he doesn't have call-ins?
Listen,
Get into that
don't
again?
get me started. Don't get me started.
I fire enough takes at Steve via text that he
And we're going to get into one right
Dude,
away.
JT,
We're
you
gonna
need
get
to
into one
start
right
just
away.
dropping heat on Steve on your show and then just have people call in and like drop hints and he'll never get it.
Preston, who's going to be trackside?
I don't know. I actually do not know the answer to that. And who's the suggestion?
Yeah, who's your suggestion, Preston?
Well, Daniel has a brother named Vincent that's pretty animated.
Animated.
Vincent Blair not going to be trackside?
No, he'll probably get in a fight with Marvin before the races start. So no, absolutely not. I like the idea, but it wouldn't. No, I'd end up fired somehow. So no.
All right. Thanks for the call, man. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
Thanks.
JT, so getting back to our fight on our text message this morning, Mom and Dad were fighting again. So Vital MX put up a photo that they didn't take of AP's new bike. KTM's got an all-new race bike. Now, I've seen photos of it from Europe, and some people have zoomed in on videos, on social media videos, so you can kind of see it.
It's been floating around
It's been floating around, but this one was a clear shot of the bike, AP's bike. You could see everything, real good. From the shop, from Baker's factory, I imagine, is where it was. JT, you don't think Vital should have put this out there?
Well, so this is my official take. When there is an embargo, like these media companies have been contacted, and everyone knows that there is an upcoming release for the information of this bike. They're going to do an official bike drop with all the information, all the photos, everything done correctly. These people are all let know this, right? That's why you don't see Racer X or Motocross Action or Dirt Bike or Dirt Rider or anybody, Swap Moto Live or anybody posting these things, because they've all been let know, hey, we're going to do this the right way. Here's your time frame. So in my opinion, when Vital decides to post something like that, I don't think it's that cool. Like I think that they should avoid doing that. Like, of course, I'm sure that Racer X, has the capability of getting a spy photo of the bike. Like, I don't have any doubt that they could pull something like that if they wanted to. But I think they choose not to because they believe that's the right thing to do.
But there's a difference with what you're saying, though. There's a difference in what you're saying. Racer X, Vital did not say, hey, give me a photo of that bike.
No, but they chose to post it on their official Instagram.
Yeah, that's fine because somebody else posted it. It's out in the public.
I don't believe it's fine. That's the difference.
Right.
That's all.
I think that if you're a media outlet and you knowingly get a photo by asking somebody, by paying somebody, by hiding in the bushes at Alden's, and you get the photo and you post it, that's greasy. You shouldn't do that. Like that's. But if there's a photo out there, and this one's a good photo, clear photo, whoever took it is probably in trouble. If they found out. Like, I don't know who for sure took it. But if there's a clear photo floating around and it's out there and it's on Vital Forum, which is where I understand this thing was before Vital MX posted it, it's fair game, man. Also, there's been a ton of people who have seen this bike in action. Agents, riders, practice bike mechanics.
Yeah, shocking that they never put. None of those guys ever posted it.
No, but there has been video posted. So
I know, but so all I'm saying.
But the more people you expose to this bike, my point is you exposed all these people to the bike, and you don't think somehow it's going to get out. A photo is not going to get out.
So if that's fine, that's fine. And if I'm KTM and I'm the, PR department, advertising department,
that's Moen,
I'm never
Tom Moski.
giving Vital MX any advertising. Like, you're either a partner and you're going to work together to, help promote these brands that we pay you to, or you're not. And when you do something like that, that's fine. There's nothing or anyone that can do anything about that. Like, I have a very strong inclination that they basically said, we can't stop you. Like, you are free to do whatever you want. And I'm pretty sure that's kind of what happened in this scenario. But at the same time, when you choose to do some things like that, if I was calling the shots in that department, I would be like, well, these are the ramifications. We are not. You're not getting advertising from us.
That's
if
fine
you're gonna
too.
Burn us.
Yeah.
So JT, the fact that it happened in a unspoken rule was kind of broken. Is that what you feel? Because there was no actual real rule broken, but the unspoken rule that the media guys, hey, you're supposed to all just wait. So that's your problem, is that they broke the unspoken rule.
Right? Everybody's waiting. Like, all these other media outlets have access to these things too, and everybody's being cool because that's what an advertising partner has asked of you. And Vital decided to not do that, which is fine. Like, I don't care. I have no dog in this fight. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't change my life one iota. But I would be pissed if I was KTM, and I'd be like, that's fine. They chose to do this, but guess what? No thanks on advertising. Like, no, we're good. Like, you made your decision, which is totally fine, but you also knew what you were doing when you decided to post that first, like, officially. I know you can't control what people post on your forum. That's fine. But when you choose to post something that we're not going to be happy about on your official Instagram, then also what that entails on the backside.
Where did this really good, clear photo first show up? Because I've seen a bunch of weird.
Forum. Yeah, I guess it was on the forum.
On Vital's forum. Because
yeah.
I've seen a bunch of weird shots of this thing, like on random Instagram pages, but I never saw that one until today.
If KTM didn't want this thing to get out, then everybody at the Baker's Factory or wherever signs an NDA, and you give up your phone, which just happens. You give up your phone when you get to the track.
Ooh, like at a comedy
show.
Yeah.
And then you get your phones back, when you come back.
Pocket with the key.
And then if some photo comes out of AP's bike, then AP's practice bike guy, is going to really get in trouble here because you're going to be like, you're responsible.
Yeah, you're the one that
you're responsible.
Yeah.
Like, so you tell us who was around the bike and we'll track this thing. Like, there are so many ways for KTM if they really wanted to never get this to not let this photo.
Yeah. So is there some responsibility on their own part of like being loose? Because I know people that have watched that bike in action for a month.
No,
so it's like
that's what I'm saying. How could they get mad when it's just free for all?
Obviously, all those people were respecting their wishes. So that's where my question comes in is, you guys are saying that all of these people have seen this, but yet somehow they didn't post anything, they didn't send any pictures, they didn't do anything because they were respecting what KTM has asked. And then Vital decided to not do that, whether directly or indirectly. They decided to not follow that same path, which is their prerogative. That's fine. I don't care at all, again. But I would be surprised if there are not some sort of lingering ramifications from that. Like, doing something like that, you have to decide, okay, we're going to do this, and whatever comes of it, so be it. We're going with it.
And again, my comment is that if Vital asked for the photo or paid for the photo or, then that's fucked up.
But what's the difference, though? What's the difference?
Because this photo's already out there by somebody who took it, and it's already on the forum, and it's there for public information. And so all they are saying is, look what was on our forum. Here's the photo.
But you're still making a choice to take
you are,
that
but you
to
didn't.
a
But you didn't.
Much bigger level.
But you didn't. You didn't.
No, but
go after
you are still making a choice.
Yeah.
You're still making a choice.
Yeah, of course. But it's already out there, man. And so, hey, KTM, if you're really upset,
I promise you, if I'm KTM, zero chance I'm working with you moving forward. No way.
I don't agree with that
because
either.
of that choice.
Daniel?
I mean, that's a pretty strong choice when every other media outlet has been like, yeah, you don't think other people saw that photo on Vital? Like,
I'm
pretty sure other people saw the photo. Like, it wasn't a state secret that it was on Vital, but
I think
they were the only one that chose
I think MXA has
post this.
MXA has posted photos of the new bike, I believe. Not as good as that, not as clear as that, but they have posted photos.
Yeah, see, I'm so torn because I feel like I'm on both sides. If it's already out, then I kind of get that they would do it, but then I'm thinking to myself, if it was me, if it was an Eagle Grip brand new product and all of a sudden it slipped out, but then someone went official with it, I'd be probably pretty mad. So I don't know if I could even answer. I feel like I'm pretty 50-50 on this one because I understand both sides, and I guess I would just have to be one of the two sides to really have an opinion.
Chase is online too. He wants to talk about it. Chase, what's up? What's your thoughts on this KTM thing?
Hey, Steve. I work for Swap Moto Live, and I just think it's really wrong. Like, I know we've had videos and whatnot of the bike for probably 5 months ago. They were riding it. Obviously, the new frame, no plastics and whatnot at Glen Helen. But, like, as media groups, we do shootouts and whatnot. We work with the manufacturers. And, yeah, dude, I just don't think.
I get it, Chase, but like I said, those are you guys are like, this is just out there. This was like, just posted on a forum from somebody else. So,
but that's not supposed to be out there. Like, it's not like they thought, ooh, this must be fine.
I know it's not. It is, but you're like, oh well, it is out there. It's just like a JT. You follow mainstream sports just like Daniel and I do, and
you want to be Adam Schefter. Like, I just don't think that when you're a partner with them, like Adam Schefter is not a partner.
Absolutely, ESPN is a partner. ESPN is a partner.
But he is not.
Well, but he has to follow rules.
Right, but these teams are not paying Adam Schefter, is what I'm saying. I would bet that at some point KTM is either paying or supplying Vital MX with things to do tests,
100%.
to advertise, right? So that's where the difference is. When you're a partner like that, you don't expect your partner to just go with something. Like, this wasn't like the time
okay,
yet.
maybe you don't expect it. Maybe you don't expect it, JT, but you understand them reposting a photo that was already posted by some anonymous guy on a forum. You understand that. You get it. You understand that this photo leaked.
I understand it, but there's going to be some signiugment adjustments.
So Chase,
there would be an understanding on the back end.
So
too.
Chase, for you,
yes.
Chase, you mentioned you have photos. I'm talking about grabbing a photo off a forum, and you're not on board with that.
No. I mean, dude, there's a reason there's been no private or no video shoots at the KTM test track for the last 2 months. We're all riding the bike.
No, but that's different, Chase. That's still different. But that's still different. Like, I get what you're saying. That's Swap Moto saying we are not taking photos of this bike. We are not taking photos.
Right.
Vital is posting a photo of a photo. You know what I mean? They didn't take that photo. So do you?
And we received the same photos though. We have plenty of photos getting sent in all the time, and we just don't choose not to post them.
That's what I'm getting at. So I don't mean you guys going out and chasing it, because that is fucked up. Like,
right.
I don't do that, and I don't think Vital did that in this case.
That's what kind of what I was trying to say. You don't think that these other outlets have gotten like photos given to them or seen photos? Like,
I don't know. I guess Chase is saying they did.
Of course they have.
Wow.
No, we've had photos. I mean, the KTM test tracks, you can walk up and film the guys. Like, we have cell phone photos getting sent to us every week, and we just choose not to post that stuff.
Right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I think in Michael's Lindsay's case at Vital, I think that what he did was fine. Here's a photo that's on our forum, everybody. It's on our forum.
But you are also a guy that wants to give scoops and post things that would be.
Well, I don't.
Other brands would not be happy about.
I feel like that's my job as the media. Like, it's just like it's Adam Schefter's job to be like, hey, reports are in from Green Bay. Roger's toe is broken. Like, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. He's not the X-Way room.
If Fly Racing asked you and said, hey, and we do every year, hey, this stuff's not live till this date, please don't post pictures of it, whatever, and somebody sent you a photo of this, like, here's a photo of all the new gear, you would go post our stuff?
No, I wouldn't do it in a case like that. If you guys sent it to me first, like if Chase is sitting on all the stuff from KTM, like sitting on the images and everything else, like he's not going to
go live. It's like December 8th is the go live for this stuff. You don't think that Vital knows that?
I don't know. I have no idea. Do they? Is that out, Chase?
Yeah,
is that the?
No, yeah, we all have our emails. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I don't have an email. I didn't get invited, so I didn't know if there was a hard date. I knew there was a date, but I don't know the date.
I mean, Darkside screwed up, and Fly kept paying him.
Yeah. There you go, JT.
Exactly.
What do you think about that?
Hey, but to
Darkside.
play devil's advocate, I guess
a
they
joke,
do have the
Darkside.
forum.
What's that?
Like they have the forum, so I guess that plays maybe a little bit of different factor. Like regardless, they can't help it. That's going to be on their website.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel
But
like
choosing to post it is different than what somebody
yeah.
else posts.
It being on there by a user versus them dropping it as like an official thing, they're way two different things. But that's what Steve's saying is like if it's already out and it's already been seen, well then the gig's up.
literally,
so whatever.
it's on your form.
Yeah, and then
if you like, I understand you getting butthurt if you're KTM, but I think you should just be like, well, what do we expect? We've had hundreds of people watch this bike. And did we think not one photo was going to get out somehow? Right?
No, that's fine. I don't think you can do anything but assess your decisions moving forward.
Yeah, I don't.
Given the situation,
I think there's going to come next year when we have shootouts. Even maybe the launch of this bike in a couple months. I think there's going to be some
interesting.
changes.
Yeah. I was going to say the shootouts is where I'm interested because they're involved.
Michael Lindsay's going to go be buying a bike. Chase, is that what you're saying from a KTM?
Yeah, he'll probably. I mean, he'll probably have to do that. But yeah.
A white and a red one too.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for the call, Chase. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. Have a good night.
Thanks.
I just went through Main Event Moto's Instagram to make sure my guy Dan didn't post it up, and we haven't.
Okay,
so it's good. Yeah. It got me scared because all of a sudden I thought, did I see that on my own?
One more comment about the KTM.
This is riveting.
Big Show, what's up, man?
Hey, Steve. I'm here from Bridgeport, West Virginia. First of all, I want to congratulate Daniel on getting the extra shows.
Thank you.
My favorite times of watching motocross was when David Bailey was there, and now with two X-Racers in there, man, this is going to be off the hook this year.
Be great.
Hope so.
Hopefully he doesn't screw it up.
Yeah.
You know?
Nah, he's got it, and I'm actually a service director at a Harley dealer. We need to get Eagle Grid in my dealership.
There you go. Now we're talking. So
straight up, so we got to hook that up somehow.
All right,
but Steve, hey, I'm the guy who called in the other week, and I bought your 19.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm right close here to where they have the Big Dave homecoming.
Okay.
I really want to race out there for the World Vets.
Oh God.
And man, I think you should come out and race Big Dave's.
That's at High Point, right?
Yeah.
You know, High Point is one national track I've never ridden. Like I've ridden a lot of these national tracks, just different things,
Randomly.
different reasons, randomly. Never rode High Point.
I only did one. It's
a fun track, huh, JT?
JT, what was the Swamper? 2000 or 01?
Well, both were muddy, but 2000 was worse.
97,
2000, 2001.
For me, it was 2000. I did the one in 2000. It's the only time I've ever been there.
All right, Big Show. I'll think about it, man. All right.
Yeah, no, but here's the offer, man.
Oh, okay.
Your bike?
I work at you could ride your old bike. We're about the same weight, evidently, according to the spring rates. Come out and what do you run? 30 plus?
Yeah, 30. No, I'm 40 plus, dude.
Oh, 40 plus. Okay, yeah. I'll run 45. You run 40 plus.
All right.
Everything's still set up the same. The offer is here.
Will you? Do I get a show up money?
I was just knew that.
Well, yeah, coming. I'm sure Davey's all about that, man.
Oh yeah, I'm sure MX Sports will be right on that show up money. I'm sure. Absolutely.
I'll talk every month. Megawatt, and we'll get it handled.
Get Megawatt to give me some show up money. Thanks, man. Thanks for the call. We got to run. Thank you.
All right, brother.
Thanks. Oh boy! All right, hold on. We gotta go. We're gonna do the X-Brand Goggle tear-offs. JT, we're gonna have to agree to disagree yet again on this.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not mad about it. I don't care. It's an interesting debate for sure because I do get your side where you're trying to break news, right? And they're a media outlet, and if they can break news and get the scoop, I get it. I just don't think. I think the challenge is when you are a partner in these things and you are being asked to wait until an official date, which I know all these media outlets have been asked to do. then I think that's where the problem comes in.
And I was going to say that for me, the question is, was there direct communication from KTM telling them do not do this? And if there was, and that's pretty wild.
I'm
right?
Very confident in that.
That would be pretty wild.
Wrong,
but if they didn't, then it would just be a decision that was made in the moment, kind of. So that, to me, that would be the real question that I want answered to have a full opinion on it.
I can't imagine that they were not, and I don't know, right? I don't know for sure. I don't know that, but I know how it works for us, and KTM's a tiny bit larger than we are. I'm betting that there was some information passed along.
Oh shit, that's David Bradshaw's bike. I just fucked up.
Darkside, what's up, man? How are you?
Man, I thought for sure that'd go away after Damon did the same thing this weekend.
Yeah, Damon went down. Saw the GoPro. Yeah.
Just know it's never going away.
It's never going away.
It's never going away.
I know. Hey, I know you guys are about to do the X-Brand tear-offs, and I talked to Rich earlier today. I don't know if you know, but being a big sponsor of the show, for the next week on xbrand.com, if you buy $150 worth of product, a new set of Lucids and maybe some tear-offs, you get a free trucker hat, free shipping, and a free one-off X-Brand athlete sticker. So, Rich was telling me about that earlier. I thought maybe listeners or the viewers of PulpMX would want to know about it.
It's good to know. You think he would have texted me and told me that or whatever. But, yeah, that's good to know, Darkside.
Well, Rich is a little
he's
he's not super good at that stuff.
Darkside, you weren't supposed to say that till the 8th, bro.
No,
did it again.
No.
I heard.
I'm okay on this one.
I heard that photo was Darkside.
Took it?
Yeah, I took it. Yep. So I heard.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I was
too.
there. I was there.
Yep. Thanks, Darkside. All right, so everybody, X-Brand Goggle, EKSbrand.com. Check them out. This week only, Cyber Week shopping. Spend $150 and get all that crap. It's fantastic.
Trucker hat.
Yeah, he gave me a different code, too. I know there's the pulp code, but I guess for this week, the letter X, Pro 2022.
X Pro 2022. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Sounds good, man. Anything else? Wrap-up show stuff? We got it.
Wrap-up show. The boys from Moto Limited over in Australia will be on this week.
Oh, fantastic.
Wednesday night, so should be good. That's about it, man.
All right, we'll talk soon, buddy. Thank you. We got to run.
Okay. Yep.
Later.
All right, X-Brand Goggle Tear-Offs. Let's do this.
It's the X-Brand Tear-Off segment. 15-second rapid-fire Q&A.
X-Brand Goggles, choice of champions everywhere like Kyle Chisholm, Freddie Norn, Henry Miller, Surratt. So many privateers wear X-Brand. It's not even funny. If you don't wear X-Brand, you will not win. It's that simple. Josh Strang wearing X-Brand and winning a race this year. It's fantastic. These questions are submitted by Corey Moser. Are you familiar with him?
Journalist.
Okay. All right. And you got 30 seconds to answer them. All right, Marks, let's do this.
Steve, does the absence of whoops leave an asterisk on this year's Paris Supercross?
No, I don't. I'm not an asterisk guy. I don't believe that. Nope. It is what it is.
It has to be like extremely dramatic circumstance to get an asterisk. So.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in that.
JT, with winter coming, have you picked up any local Boise winter sports or activities?
I do like to go skiing. I want to learn how to snowboard. I only know how to ski, so I always say that I'm going to do a lot more of it, and I don't. I need to up my game this winter.
All right, good way to come in like under time.
Great radio.
I really tried to end it quickly. I was kind of carrying on there a bit, and yeah, I knew the buzzer was coming.
Daniel, what kind of preseason practice or training do you do to prepare for your upcoming Supercross announcing?
Upcoming.
In all transparency, I don't prepare like that. My preparation is just taking in all the information that's, circulating in the pits and everything. So for me, there's no preparing other than just getting the info.
17 seconds. Good job.
Steve, with a one-night race format at this year's Paris Supercross, do you think Eric Pernard made any money? It seems like a huge upfront cost for one night.
Well, Eric's not the one that makes or loses the money there. He just gets paid a fee to sort of be one of the organizers. But I heard they didn't make any money. Yeah, I heard they didn't because of one night and the rider fees and COVID stuff. And they had a 95% sellout, but they wanted to run the race to keep the race going.
Yeah, I was going to say, to keep it going.
Keep it going.
It's probably more important.
I think they took a little bit of a loss from what I hear. 25 seconds.
JT, which current racer in the GPs would adapt the best to Supercross?
This is actually
a great question.
It's a good question. Can't believe this. His buddies are
It's
on
from
it.
his buddy for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'll say Geiser, but I don't really have any evidence to support it. Just because he looked pretty good at Monster Cup before he grenaded himself.
Before he grenaded himself.
It was going great until it wasn't.
I mean, let's be honest.
No, I know.
If he doesn't grenade himself that night, we leave there going, this guy's pretty good at it. Like, he looked pretty good until...
Wait, didn't he get 5th overall his second time?
Yeah,
So did he grenade?
I remember interviewing him after the race.
He endoed big time one of the races.
I think,
I just remember him eating shit.
Yeah, but he redeemed
in
himself
that front
the next
rhythm
time.
on the front side.
Yeah.
Oh,
Along
God.
the wall.
Yeah.
Along the wall.
Yeah,
But before that, he did look good. So
I think you guys are forgetting when he came back and he got 5th overall or
He's
6th.
fast.
6th overall.
It's not about that. I mean, he likes to crash spectacularly.
Yep. All right.
he likes to. JT says he likes it.
Yeah, I think it's like a favorite pastime.
He likes it.
Here I go.
What are you going to get into this weekend? I don't know. Front flip down the straightaway.
Daniel, do you anticipate some COVID immunization drama in Supercross like we've seen in football?
I don't. Wait, what?
Any COVID immunization drama?
I don't think so
You know,
because
like
it's
Aaron
not the
Rodgers?
same.
Yeah, you know what Aaron Rodgers said?
Oh yeah,
You
he
know,
said he's immunized.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so because the rules are like completely different than the NFL, their whole policy. So I'd say, fingers crossed. No.
All right, 24 seconds. Chad's not going to get the vaccine, in case you were wondering. I spoke to him again this weekend.
He is not.
I spoke a little bit with him this weekend. Seemingly not on that side.
Yeah. He's good.
Right. Okay. All right.
Steve, which rider has made the most money racing overseas off-season races over their career?
I'm going to go with McGrath. He was getting $100K for those things for many years.
For a while, yeah.
And even Brayton, Brayton 50, for many years, but Jeremy was just cashing it in. And then back then there was Barcelona and there was Bercy and there was Genoa.
And they were doing them more
What
often,
else am I thinking? Am I missing, JT? I'm missing a few there. I'm
Chemnitz.
Sure. No, not Chemnitz.
That was for you, JT.
Did Chemnitz pay much?
No.
Chemnitz pay actually, like if you won, it was only like $5,000 at the most.
Right. It was the weak one. It was the one we all had to get through.
Yeah.
So
it's all right. I mean, I would take $5,000, but
I mean, Stanton told me he was making more from the off-season races than he was in his factory Honda contract, and I believe his factory Honda contract was $200 or $250 a year, and he was making more than that in Europe for 4 months or 3 months or whatever.
Is there any chance that a guy like Brayton or Larry Ward made more than McGrath over there because they did so many of them?
For a long.
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like JB, I guess he's done it for a while, but I don't know. I think Jeremy was getting $100K a pop.
I mean, yeah.
Stu didn't do enough, huh?
He wasn't doing it. He wasn't getting $100K at all of them. That's for damn sure.
No, but yeah. I don't know. I'll go. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I could be wrong. Could be a modern guy. Stu.
I bet I'm
Jason
top
Thomas.
10. Maybe top 15.
Yeah. All right.
JT, looking back at Osborne's career, what do you think he will be most remembered for? What is his legacy?
Osborne. I think just I think Steve would agree. The path he took to success is so unlikely. To go to be a prodigy, then basically get left for dead, and then have to go to Europe to redeem yourself, then come back, then go all the way to the top and win a 450 motocross championship. That really doesn't happen. So
left for dead is a big statement. Left for dead.
I mean, as far as like having a ride and like any interest.
I know, but left for dead.
For me, it'll always be the pass with 2 corners to go in Vegas.
Yeah.
I can't even get it out of my head, man.
Yeah.
And I every time I see Zach, I got to remind him, man, 17, and he just can't stand it. But I'll never forget that pass and that night.
I literally was typing. I couldn't type because I was shaking because I had goosebumps because I just honestly, it's an experience I felt in a press box, 2-3 times in my life. I just couldn't believe what I just saw. I just could not believe it. So.
Especially it was coming for like a half lap. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I've only felt like that twice, that Osborne pass, and then when the pack closed in on Tomac and Dungy in that 450 main, the way those guys rallied around each other to close the gap. When we all thought Tomac was bunching, it wasn't. It was just those guys
They all found another gear.
It was
the way that they all picked the pace up. I've never felt
all
just the cohesion of
all
the
at once.
main event.
The unity.
All at once, they found a second and a half.
Yeah, they all found it. They must have had great pit boards at the same time because they all turned it up.
That was something. You're right. Yeah, goosebumps. All right.
Last one.
You're a fucking dick.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Should the hoverboard jetpack guy be added to Supercross?
Oh, how was that cool live?
Honestly, it's happened for 3 years in a row.
I didn't even know that was
I got
happening.
a bunch of texts about the jetpack guy. It's old news, bro.
Not to everybody.
So all the riders were in staging right behind the start line, and he went over them and dusted them out, dude, from the air jets. A massive dirt cloud came and just took everybody. They're all running. Bikes are being dropped. Guys are running for their lives because it was just...
Because Iron Man...
Yeah, Iron Man just blew them out. So that was the funniest part to me. What is that thing, though? Like, can you buy
I don't
that?
know.
Can you buy that? Is that available? Is that legal? Can I get one? Like, what is the story with that?
I feel like I doubt it.
Are they like known to be able to buy?
Well, it's definitely owned by a company because his whole kit was the name of the jetpack. Like he was in uniform.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're working on making them commercialized.
But this is like seriously though, 2 or 3 years he's been there in a row.
I didn't know that, but I thought it was
I like
rad.
I like how he had a helmet on in case he fell from 80 feet and had that helmet on. So that was great.
Everything else is good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was rad. So to answer the question, well past 30 seconds, yes.
Yeah.
Bring him out here.
Honestly, how cool would that be to have one of those? And just go to the store. They're so loud too, by the way. It's super loud.
Is it loud?
Oh, it's super loud. Yeah.
I feel like there'd be a lot of problems if that was
And it looks to me like he
public
could
item.
only land and take off on the stand. So that could be an issue for if you got to go to the store. Like, I don't think you can just walk donk, 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 donk with the jetpack thing.
I think there's still a few things to work out before it
comes off your
hits
feet.
the public.
It's not a jetpack. It comes off your feet.
Really?
Yeah, like it's air, something on the bottom of the feet.
Oh, my God. It's incredible.
I believe it's the air things coming out of your feet and pushing up.
JT, how much would you spend on one of those if they were available? Honest dollar amount.
Well, I don't really want to die just for now, so probably I wouldn't buy one.
You'd wait till like
a certain path to death for me.
Okay, well, because I have a photo of the Fly Racing jetpack coming out, and I was going to post it up. So
you would.
You guys are coming out
would.
with one, and
you'd say it was on the PulpMX forum.
Yeah, hey, do it before the 8th, and you'll be in big trouble.
Yeah, so I would pay $5,000 for that if I could fly it without that stand. I don't know if you need the stand.
You
just fly it around your living room.
Spooky would be about that. As mad as she was about those dogs, you know how mad she would be about a jetpack.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, look what I got.
Yeah. Well, the noise because it's super noisy.
Yeah,
so yeah, she would be.
noise.
Yeah, the noise would be what she would trigger.
You're
off
in the
on.
backyard, just.
You know what? I'm gonna shoot Pernard a text. I'm gonna find out more about this jetpack guy.
Yeah.
And where we can
get him
one.
over here.
Yeah. So.
Needs to happen.
Yeah. And what's the range? How far can you go?
And how long does the battery last?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anything else for JT? Is that it?
That was all for Express.
All right. Thanks, JT. Darkside has a good point. If I got the jetpack, I could change the bulbs in my house.
That's
a great
there
point.
It is.
That's a great point.
It's a great point, Eric.
I'm sure it wouldn't do anything to the rest of the house.
No,
like make a big old mess or anything.
No.
But get them bulbs.
Just blow Augie right out of the house.
Really important to get that bulb.
Yeah. All right, JT. Fly Racing and flyracing.com. Please check it out. Will you have Max call me? Because I got that idea, and I need Max to call me.
Do I know about this idea?
Kinda.
I do know about the idea. He told you he was going to let you know. I think he has a call with them, I think, this week.
Dude, he had a call last week, then he had a call the week
He hasn't had a call
before.
yet. He has not had a call.
What the fuck?
I can verify that.
All right.
They've kept pushing it off because of holidays.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
All right, guys.
All right.
See ya.
That's Fly Racing Zone. Jason Thomas. And please check them out, flyracing.com. Go to your local dealer or go to motorsport.com and check it out. All right, next guest on the show, a gentleman that's been around Supercross for a little while. Good guy. Certainly got something going on with the Collective Experience. And also brought to you by the folks at Art of Sport. Let me tell you about Art of Sport, one of the fastest growing new body and skincare brands on the planet. Kenny Roxon's a partner as this, as well as guys like James Harden. I've been using their products for a long time. I love them. The deodorant's great. The charcoal body wash is fantastic. The products are formulated with the natural botanical ingredients to keep you smelling fresh all day. All products under $10. That's super good. All products under $10. Buy them at Target, CVS, Walgreens, almost anywhere you can go. You can also, if you want a PulpMX deal, you go to artofsport.com/PulpMX. Artofsport.com/PulpMX. Get yourself some Art of Sport. You won't be disappointed. Thanks to those guys for coming on. And they're pleased and proud to bring you our next guest on the show from the Collective Experience, David Drakes. What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, Steve? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. I'm staying up just for you. So just so you know.
Yeah, I know. You're a little bit late out there in the Central Time. But the collectivexp.com, you've been around the sport for a few years now, of course. Seen you with the 7 Deuce Deuce, among others. A lot of privateer guys that you help out. Yeah. For people who don't know, and that's like Daniel here across from me, he didn't know much about it. Tell us what the Collective Experience is all about, David.
Yeah, so basically we're a VIP experience program that offers the avid fan the chance to go behind the scenes with their favorite racers. And this is just much more than just a meet and greet and a handshake. I mean, we're getting people behind the velvet rope, experiencing things that you really only get to see from afar. I mean, you're meeting the teams, you're taking the rig tours, you're touching the bikes, talking to the mechanics, getting exclusive pictures, and just all this interaction that you really can't get anywhere else. And we've also rolled out a internship program that allows people to get the hands-on experience that they need through our program in order to get those full-time paying gigs within motocross and supercross, and that's just been exploding like wildfire. It's been phenomenal.
You've been doing this for a few years, so I'm guessing the whole business plan is working for you, like it's doing well.
Yeah, surprisingly, yeah. It's been a lot to juggle with the 9 to 5 and then doing this, but yeah, it's been great just to have the impact in the sport. I think it's just been the best part.
collectivexp.com. So I've seen your guys around the races, of course, like we talked about with privateer guys, 7 Deuce Deuce, the Cat. Who are some of the guys you work with?
Oh man, the list it grows every year. So we do a lot with SGB racing too, as well as PRMX. So it's always Cade, always A-Ray, just driving me crazy the whole time. But also got Josh Greco. We had Rod Bell. We have the international SX race team, Bubba Pauly, Joan Cross, Henry Miller, the Bear was in the program. It's always expanding, so that list is always growing. And we just dipped into Arena Cross on the Hoosier Arena Cross tour with the Cycle Zone Redline KTM team of Jeff Crutcher and a few others, and that's been a lot of fun too.
So if you VIP with the SGB team, do you have to jump in and help change parts or they race bike? Can you do that?
Oh, dude! If you're an intern, they're putting you to work.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, okay, yeah.
There's a lot of parts to change.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure. No, it's kind of cool. And then, so what happens is you give the privateers some of the money that you bring in. Fans get the ultimate experience, and it's kind of a win-win thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. All the money that we post up that the fans pay, over 80% goes right back towards the riders and teams to keep them going, keep them funded. Mm-hmm. And that was the main point of the program, is just to help out these privateer teams and satellite support teams, as well as giving fans just another avenue to just fall in love with the sport.
I think too, like obviously you and I, we know each other for a few years, and you know the things that we do for privateers with the LCQ challenge and different things that we do to help out privateers. And there's a whole segment, and I have a privateer podcast every week, right? There's a whole segment of fans that, like, I don't care about Roxon. I don't care about this guy. I love 7 Deuce Deuce, and I love A-Ray, and these are the guys that, like, there's so many dudes that are just, they're fans of the sport, but they really love privateers.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that just goes to show how great the privateers are of our sport, that the people can just go and build a relationship with them. They're a lot more accessible, a lot more down to earth than you might see from some of the factory guys. I'm not going to factory guys, but they're there for one purpose, and that's to win and get those top finishes, where the privateers, they're there to market and interact with fans, as well as performing the track. So I think it just it's a little bit more alluring for the fans to kind of, be attached to a privateer. And I mean, it's just a good vibe all the way around the pits.
And then who are like some of the most requested guys?
Oh, dude. Oh, man. I feel like every year it changes. So for the first year,
yeah,
for sure it was 7 Deuce Deuce. Like he killed it. And then the next year it was 723. It was Tyler, and then after that AJ started gaining popularity. So it was popularity with AJ, and then I had a bunch of chicks wanting to hang out with Dave Pulley. He's in the program too.
Oh wow,
and that was weird. It was almost like a prostitution service. So I had to kind of put the mix on that one. So I was like, yeah, I was not running that kind of program. So, but yeah, every year it changes, man. A-Ray had a pretty decent year last couple of years, so we'll see what 2022 brings.
Yeah, really, it sounds like a cool deal for sure. Now, do you have people who hit you up that say, hey, I want to be a VIP with Roxon, and you're just like, sorry, or do you try to make some factory guys happen if you can? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, the best that we can honestly do is like, hey, when you're with 722 or someone that can walk you over and introduce you because they're buddies. But yeah, we don't have the direct ins with the factory teams. And honestly, I prefer to have it just focus at the middle of the pack kind of guys. I mean,
yep.
Those are the kind of guys that are more open and give more of a value added time to the fans. I mean, if you're going with the Roxon's being pulled in a million different directions. He can only give you, so much interaction throughout the day. So I tend to steer people towards the privateers.
How does this all work as far as the sign up? I was in the bathroom, so I don't know if I missed like the first minute of it, but how does the sign up all work out, and just kind of walk us through the process so anyone that's listening can know how to do it exactly?
Yeah, so all you have to do is just go to thecollectivexp.com, click on our experiences tab, and you'll see some of our experiences that are up there. Right now, I think we've got all of our 22 programs up for arena cross and motocross. We're still working out the bugs with supercross. I'm not sure what's going to happen with, the backdoor access quite yet. So we're still getting the groundwork laid for that. But for arena cross and motocross, you just go on there, click on the internship program side, and you can download the forms to get signed up. Fill those out, send them into the contact email at the bottom. Let us know what races you want to attend and who you want to work with, and it's easy as that. And we've had a lot of success with our internship program. I mean, I'm pretty blown away year to year just to see like the numbers of people who come through who are not only super talented but super passionate, and that following couple of months or seasons, they're on a pro team just killing it. It's been pretty cool.
And then how do you sort of make sure that these guys are able to be mechanics or whatever? Did you sort of vet them, or how do you make sure that they can indeed work on a motorcycle or work on a team or whatever?
Yeah, so we do vet them. So when they supply their application form, we also have them send in like a resume or a cover letter, something that allows us to know who they are. We send that to the teams as well and say, hey, this is what this guy has to offer. We'll take a look at the social media just to make sure they're not some like goofball.
Yep.
And then from there, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to weed out who you don't think will really be ready for it. And if they are interested in mechanic support, we might not have them really touch a bike directly the whole time. We'll probably have them watch and observe, and then towards the end of the day, once they kind of get a lay of the land, then the mechanics will kind of start to give them more and more tasks throughout the day. But honestly, knock on wood, we've had everyone's just been an all-star, man. It's been really cool to see.
Can we do something with Daniel Blair? You can do a collective experience with Daniel Blair? I think that'd be cool.
Oh, dude, I would love to, man. Get DB with a bunch of interns, man. That'd be rad. I'd love to do that.
The girl ones.
No, you're married. You can't. No, you're married.
Come on, don't get me in trouble, DB.
They're just better company.
They are better company, probably. Yeah. No, I mean, listen, Daniel, you can get somebody to hang out with you and learn the trade. I mean, you can't bring them in the booth with you, but
If it's allowed, then yeah. I mean, I would be down. I mean, I know Holly would always like have fans and show them things and stuff like that because Holly's just
he's just Jim Holly, right? Yeah, he's just Jim
so
Holly.
If it was allowed, I'd be totally down for something like that. Just someone that's maybe aspiring in even journalism. I mean, essentially, that's kind of what the job is, even though it's part of the broadcast TV. It's a branch of journalism. So if there's anyone like that, and if it was allowed, I'd be totally fine with it. So
yeah, I definitely get some in that are interested in like, hey, I want to be a commentator one day, or I want to be someone that calls the races and stuff like that. So yeah, I can definitely send you some interns.
CollectiveEXP.com, thecollectiveexp.com. How many? I see you at a lot of the races, David. How many do you make it to?
I'm at about 99% of them. I'm almost at every single one, unless like I've got some travel for work. I'm there.
Yep.
How about getting Steve intern at every round, one at each round?
Yeah, it's not going to work. We talked about it.
Yeah.
You shut that down?
Yeah, I don't want that.
Oh.
That was a hard pass.
I'm busy. I'm going in the trucks. I'm busy. I've had people. I had a guy email me, and I don't know if he was serious or not. He's like, "Hey man, for reals, I'll pay you $2,000 to just like be your shadow at a race day."
I mean,
and I'm like,
if you're a fan of the sport, that would be rad to follow you around through the day and see just the way you do it.
Yeah.
It would be really.
No, people
because behind the curtain, it is pretty cool.
Yeah, and we laugh, we bust each other's balls, right? There's lots of that going on, like Daniel.
Well, it's weird. You'll be sitting there talking, then Adam Cincerello walks by, and you could like talk crap to him.
Yeah.
And fans would be like, "Oh my god!" Like,
yeah.
can't even believe
Right,
that you would even have a relationship like that. So there's a lot of things that go on that people would love to see.
I agree, and I'm just
Definitely.
like, I'm
I've
still
got
like
a lot of stories like that. I've got a ton of stories like that of just our interns being like kind of close to the line, and like Rock's gonna walk up and talk to like me or AJ or somebody, and the kid's mouth just drops wide open, and he's just like almost in tears because Chattery brushed his arm or something. It's pretty cool. It rejuvenates your love for the sport because Steve and DB too. Like after a while, like the travel, the in and out, it can become monotonous at times. So when you see the excitement from other people, it kind of rejuvenates your own excitement. So every time I get a chance to see that every weekend, it's like, the travel is worth it. We are part of a really badass sport, and it gets you all excited,
Yeah, absolutely. So we were this off topic here, David. Earlier in the show, we were talking about the top 3 races to go to in the season. What are your top 3?
Oh, dude, it's easy. So Minneapolis, number 1, and I'll tell you, I don't like the cold. I'm not a cold guy, and I enjoy that race so much that's number 1 on my list.
Wow, okay.
I'd probably say Indy for sure.
It's my guy.
And I absolutely, I'm a New England guy. I gotta say Gillette Stadium, man.
That one's cool in its own way too.
Wow, those are a little bit those are a little bit odd, but that's fine. I'm good with that. I mean, Anaheim 1, not on your list?
So I know my friends are going to kill me. I'm not a big California guy. Like, I dig it for a day, but like the back-to-back A1 and A2, and then, I'll even consider Glendale kind of in that same realm, and then we're back to Oakland, and it's not my cup of tea. Like, it's cool. I enjoy it, but I have way more fun at the Minneapolis and Indy ones, man.
I said Minneapolis. I know it's cold. Yeah. I'm Canadian, so it's fine. I love the stadium. I love the passion. I love the passion of the fans. I love the stadium. You know what I mean? I'm down with all of that. Minneapolis is a cool city.
It is.
It is. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And we had the most fun when we had that huge snowstorm where it snowed like 4 feet. Like we were just ripping around the stadium, helping people get like stuck out of spots, and we had like Big James helping us break cars loose, and we had a blast, man. We had so much fun there.
Yeah, it's pretty good for sure.
A lot of my friends at home that love Supercross, that go to Oakland or Anaheim, they've all been hitting me up over the last month wanting to know which one to go to out of California. I bet you the turnouts are going to be pretty good this year. Everyone's pretty fired up. But I know a lot of California people are looking to pick one to go to because they've been asking me the same thing. And so it's just cool to see a lot of interest like that from people that want to hit more than one, not Anaheim 1 or San Diego, but like fly somewhere and just like get the boys together and go for a trip. And I bet that's going to happen a lot this year. I at least 10 people I know have asked me which one should I go see. So I bet we'll see a bunch of that this year.
Yeah.
I think
that's going to be super cool.
San Diego's underrated too. San Diego's a cool stadium.
And it's
all of that.
in
right
downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally walk out of the stadium, hotel's right there, and the clubs are right there.
Yeah.
Bad experiences there, but
but you'd rather not talk about
my
it.
wife got kicked out of the club there last time we went there. So,
David, do you ride? I'm not even sure. Do you ride?
Yeah, dude. I've been riding my whole life, man.
Nice. Okay.
Actually, yeah, I meant to talk to you. I meant to text you a couple weeks ago. I'm thinking about going back to Blue Crew, man. Ditching the Cali.
Oh, yeah.
Blue Crew.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah. I was riding the Cali 450 for a while, but where I am, the tracks aren't that big, and I was thinking about going Blue Crew 250. Rode a couple of my buddies, and pleasantly surprised by how much power they had. And I'm a heavy dude, so
yeah.
That low end grunt, I mean, it won me over, man. Like the next day, I was like, yeah, we're selling this cow. We're getting the Blue Crew, man.
Join the many winners of Blue Crew. They're all out there.
Yeah. See, I was Blue Crew. I first went to Yamaha like my first year on big bikes, like 07, 06. So that 250 was it was a little underwhelming. I'll just say that. And, so for a while I was like, I'm going to go Cowie or something else. And now that the Blue Crews kind of got together, man, I want to make the switch back.
Welcome aboard. Jump in. The water's warm. Join the crowd.
Definitely.
Blue Crew.
Definitely.
Well, cool, man. Anything else? Did we forget about anything to help you out here? TheCollectiveEXP.com. Anything else?
Check us out on Instagram at The Collective EX. We just started the whole TikTok thing too, so we've got a lot of cool videos and one-offs there. And our YouTube channel is popping pretty big too, with a lot of cool like one-off events and this really cool bike build we're coming out with. I just did a video betting Jet Lawrence that a kid that I picked at a class could out-eat a kid that he picked in a donut eating contest, and I lost in a big way, so my whole bike had to be covered with Jet's face. It was brutal, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
His kid won by landslide, so
really?
He cover everything. It's just all his face.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. But we've got a lot of cool things coming out on the YouTube side. Anyone that's interested in being a part of the sport, it's not just mechanics. We've got spots for vloggers, social media support, marketing, team management, whatever your interest is. If you want to work in the industry, we can make it happen for you.
That's fantastic, man. Good to talk to you again. Good luck with everything. And again, hit David up on the website or on social, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to you too, Steve. I don't think you talked about this enough, but you help a lot of privateers kind of like behind the scenes. So shout out to you for all the work you do as well.
Yeah, thanks so very much. We try. I like these dudes, right? So I think it's fine. It's good. It's good to help these guys. They I mean. Dude, some of these, and Daniel, too. Like, some of these guys have the greatest personalities ever, right? And they are just literally scraping by, and they love life, and they're good dudes, and So
it's funny the personality difference from the factory to the privateer riders. The factory guys are wound up, a lot of pressure. The privateer guys are stoked to get there. They're trying to see if they can get a tire, it's just like a completely different mood change from one side of the pit to the other.
AC lining up next to A-Ray at Indiana, and he had a flat front, and AC's like, hey, bro, your tire, and A-Ray's like, yeah, fuck it, and AC's like, what? like, what the fuck? That's just awesome. That's great, yeah.
Well, Adam was probably fearful more than anything. He was afraid.
Right. So, well, thanks, David. Appreciate the time. Good luck with everything. We'll see you at the races, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Later.
Have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, man. That's David Drakes, everybody. Brought to you by artistsport.com. All products under $10. Please check them out, artistsport.com. This 8 o'clock hour, by the way, brought to you by the folks at CTI. You run CTIs? Did you used to run CTIs?
I never did.
You never did? You ran braces, but not CTIs?
EVS.
Oh, wow. So you never had prescription ones?
Nope.
Since 1983, CTI braces have remained the trusted choice of professional athletes and leading physicians all over the world. The rigid carbon fiber frame is streamlined and lightweight, helping to provide functional ligament support and stabilization of the knee. Adaptable subshells. With its adaptable subshells, CTI provides a custom-like fit that conforms perfectly to your leg, providing excellent balance of comfort and support. Purchase CTI off the shelf now at store.ossur.com, OSSUR.com, or contact your physician for the CTI customs. There's also something coming out very cool from the folks at CTI, so stay tuned for that. I think we'll have a little preview to help you people out. So thank you to CTI for coming on board. I have a set of the customs. They got Phil's face on them. One of them does. It's fantastic. They're great. I love wearing them. They give me a lot of support. They don't hinder me at all. So I really want to thank the folks at CTI for making it happen. Thanks to David Drakes. Thank you to Ryan Sipes, Justin Brayton, Jason Wygant, all on the show. Thanks to Travis Marks for getting the video up. Just, Courtney Marks saving the day.
I don't even know what to say.
The energy level with these two is very low tonight.
Out of my league. No, I'm good.
I feel like Tits is barely paying attention.
I think that's being kind.
Thank you. See, there we go.
Being a little generous.
These are my employees, everybody. Yep, these are my guys.
Do you want to call Gibbs?
I threatened that earlier, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, motorcycleindustryjobs.com. Upload your resume for free today. The first and only job board built specifically for motorcycle industry jobs. If you're a company and you want to find some people, Daniel, we were talking earlier, some of these companies, and not necessarily motocross companies, but my wife's company and UPS that you were talking about, they're looking for people.
Yeah.
They're looking for people.
Race Tech Rant for
yeah,
me.
Yeah, Race Tech.
UPS.
Well, mine was USPS a few months ago.
Oh, God, UPS, man.
So if you're a company looking for the greatest people, or it's people at all, to work for you, look for motorcycleindustryjobs.com, and you can get on board with those guys. Post your job application on there, and they can help you out. The job of the week this week is at 100% down in San Diego, California. Nice place to live. It's a full-time job. It's an inside sales job at 100%. So inside sales job, they play a key role in supporting the sales team to ensure all orders are organized with the proper paperwork, and they're tracked and they're communicated to customers. So you work cross-functionally with the supply chain, logistics, and sales.
They got a lot of jobs on there, too. I went on there, Alex Balin. I love Alex. I went on there one day just to scroll. And, I mean, yeah, if you're out there and you're wanting in the industry, because you get the DMs, I get them, too. Start there. There's a good chance there's something for you, honestly. There's a lot on there.
You can't just come in like Tits and Marks and step into primo jobs right away.
Not everyone falls into that gig.
Not everyone falls into jobs that most people would kill for.
I feel very lucky.
Thank you.
Tits is nodding his head just for people that can't see.
So sales admin at 100%. That's the job of the week, motorcycleindustryjobs.com. Also, our friend David Vuillemin is on the line. Brought to you by Scotia Industries, innovators of award-winning consumer technology, power sports, car products, and accessories. Over 40 years in the business. Celebrating over 40 years in the business, visit Scotia.com, SCOSCHE, to get a 20% discount on their lineup of phone mounts, chargers, and cables. Clamps, mounts. I got a base link charging system right in front of you. I've got the cords on them. I've got the Scotia boom bottle. Love the boom bottle. Power jumpers and more. Use discount code PULP2021 at Scotia. That's Scotia.com. Unload your discount on accessories for life. Bringing you former GP winner, AMA National winner, AMA Supercross winner, factory rider for Yamaha, factory rider for Suzuki, factory rider for MDK, and probably some teams I'm forgetting. David Vuillemin, what's up, DV?
Hey, how you doing?
You sound so excited.
Great.
What? You got any?
I fell asleep with that intro.
Do you have any Scotia products? Do you need any Scotia products?
Fuck you, you're fired.
What's that?
I have no idea what that is.
You don't know what Scotia is? Do you want a boom bottle?
I don't know what that is. I don't know.
It's got a magnet, and then it's a speaker that connects to your Bluetooth phone, and you can play music, and it's got a bottle opener and a magnet on it.
Okay, I have an Eco Dot. That'll be good.
So you don't want a Scotia boom bottle?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay, all right. Well, this is I'm just asking.
This is riveting.
All right,
Great radio.
Hey, DV. So I don't know if you saw, but Paris Supercross was this weekend.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, you watched it. So, first of all, before we get into what happened, I'm guessing some of your best memories come from Bercy/Paris Supercross. Best memories of your career, because I was there when you worked McGrath for 2 nights, every single main event. I was there. The fans going nuts. A French guy in front of his fans doing something that only J&B had done at that point. Those got to be some of your best memories.
Yeah, it was a good race. Obviously, when you're French, and especially when you race in the U.S., in foreign territory all year long. So it's good to go back and see fans and friends, and obviously everybody's behind the French guys, and it's always a cool race. And I won a lot of races there. It used to be 3 nights. That was very, very tough. And I think 2 years in a row I won everything.
Yeah.
3 nights. Yeah.
Hey, it was 4 nights. 1 night, 1 or 2 years, right? It was 4 nights.
Yeah, that was before my time.
Okay. Yeah.
Late 80s. Yeah.
Can you imagine 4 nights? Just like, what the hell is going on? So
actually, 1 year, I think it was, I would say it was 88, 89. They did 4 nights, but in 5 days. So 2 nights.
Yeah.
A day off. They did the track backwards on a day off, and then 2 more days.
Oh, okay. Crazy. Yeah. No, those are great races. I mean, look, Lille. They went to Lille for a couple of years. That was good. The new stadium is awesome. I don't think anything's going to beat Bercy, though, man. Just the atmosphere, the way that place was, going through the hallways. That was a special race.
Yeah, you'll never get back there.
No.
So I think we need to forget about that race.
Move on.
It was great, but I think there's potential with this new stadium to do way better. You know, and I would try one year when everything goes back to normal, if it ever does. You know, to bring more dirt and bring the track builders from the U.S. Like a real a U.S. Supercross inside, just to try it out. I think the track is a little too simple. We don't care about smaller classes or make a real Supercross race. Two classes of pros, and then that's about it. You know, and with the U.S. size track, and I think you have the space, and the stadium is great, and that would be good. That could be good. Yes.
Yeah, it would certainly was good. Not to make you feel old, DV, but I mean I'm old too. So, but yeah, Subs was talking about how this was maybe the best race of his life, second overall at Paris behind Marvin. And you know, you grow up, he said, watching guys like DV at this race, and as a little kid, and so you know. Yeah, Marvin too, right? You got that photo of Marv with his jersey or whatever when he was a little kid at Bercy. So, yeah, these guys are watching you, man, and wanting to be you winning Bercy.
Yeah, 21 years ago in 2000, I exchanged jerseys with Marvin. He was 11, and I was 20. End of 2000, I was 23. He was 11. And at the end of the race, I think I won all the motos that year. And he gave me a super small kid size Fox jersey, and I gave him my I raced with the orange Fox jersey that day, and we exchanged jerseys. 21 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, pretty cool.
It's crazy because he's 32 now. He's going to be 32 at the end of December.
Yeah.
And he was a kid, you know, looking up to me 20-something years ago. So I don't feel that old, but it sounds very old. Yeah.
And hey, Chad Reed's still out there riding, dude. He's still racing, bro.
There's a paycheck, you know. You got to take it.
How big of a paycheck would someone have to give you to show up at Bercy right now, DV?
0. I have enough money.
No number.
The thing is, it's crazy because what the other guys would do, I understand they love riding and stuff, but dude, you give me $200,000, I'm not gonna get ready for 2 months to race Bercy. I'm like, just forget it. I ain't going.
Forget it.
No,
I'm over it. No, I hear you.
You know, it's crazy because the difference in people, like how they feel. You know, like for me, racing, riding, and then everybody talk to me about the vet motocross nation or whatever, and then to do the vet class in Loretta's and riding. I'm like, guys, I just that doesn't turn me on. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, after 3 laps, I can't hold on to my clutch. My arms are pumped up. Like, I ride like shit. Like, I have no fun riding.
Yeah.
Like,
so
0.
What are you gonna do with the 2-stroke that Ferrandis bought you? What?
But I got it a couple months ago. I think it's still in the crate. it's in my garage. So if somebody wants a 2022 YZ 250, I think they're back order and everything.
Yeah.
I have a new one for sale. It's in the crate. Just
it's a gift.
Bring some muscles, whatever, a truck, a flatbed, whatever you want. And pick it up.
Bring a Ridgeline. It'll fit in a Ridgeline. It's fine. It'll fit in a Ridgeline.
Yeah, the Ridgeline might go like weeding out of the parking lot.
Stop it. So hey, man, your new pupil, Marv. Talking about Marv,
it's undefeated.
Undefeated with you. Yeah, just smoked everybody in 3-man events. He rode great.
We're winning. That's all we do here.
Yeah,
winning,
TV Factory.
Winning,
all we win.
Winning.
Yeah. How? So what happened there? So obviously he's been with Alden Baker a long time, and we know that. You know, Osborne left and Marv left, Anderson's left. Like, it's definitely a little bit of a changing the guard here. He's Supercross only. He's going to stay in California, and basically, I mean, you helped him with riding stuff for a couple of years there, but nothing off the track. But now he's fully bought in.
Yeah. It's I've done on and off some riding stuff, but I don't think I can affect someone as much as if I do everything, obviously, because I kind of have like this, this lineup photo and the stuff I want to see, like also on the fitness side. And but the thing is, I did not have the opportunity to show like what we could do, because one, I never had a rider that had it in him to just follow a program that's really hard all the time. And luckily for me, because for my all I do, all of this basically is for a personal satisfaction, right?
Yep.
It's to prove myself I can do this. And with Dylan, 4 years ago, we started working at end of 17. 4 years ago, I was skeptical with the kid because I knew him from as like a mini bike rider.
Yeah.
He was kind of like a not so DV factory then.
Yeah.
But it worked out. Like I have nothing bad to say about Dylan, about his work ethic, about following a program, about being okay, being like tired and dead and keeping going and all this. So that worked out, and obviously like he's been successful with my help. And that's a good satisfaction for me, because it proves me that I can do it, and then like my way. There's not only one way, but my way can work.
Right.
And I think I never had those kind of opportunity before, because I really think the industry think I'm a clown. I'm like
I don't think that's. I think you're totally wrong.
Maybe
there.
not.
I really
maybe not the hardcore people, like or people that know me, but most of them, what they remember me for is gun riding, a buku, and that's only this that comes out. Only the bad things, and then the bad period of my career. But and I don't think I get some recognition about being a good coach or being like a good rider, even if I've won everywhere. I never won a championship, but I won every races in every series that I raced, and and that kind of like pisses me off a little bit. It's not like I need to work, and I would like to work and be a coach and win championship and do a baker's factory, like buy a track and stuff. I really don't want to do that. This is not my goal at all. But it's kind of cool that with Dylan it worked. And obviously it was a 250 class, or Dylan is good. He won races before. Like you always hear, but he won GPs before. He's a good rider already. Maybe I didn't affect him that much. But when he starts like winning 6 outdoors on the 450 and being 12th time on the podium, there's more than, he's a good rider. There's more than that.
Yeah.
No, so that's so the phones start ringing now more than before, more than you asking me to help a few privateer here and there, and just to
yeah. Well, Christian contacted you just from listening to you on this show. He thought you were super smart and really knowledgeable, and that's how that came together. So
obviously, but same thing. That was kind of like what I did in Marvin a few years ago. It was only the riding,
right?
And I think seriously, I'm pretty good on the fitness side too. Because there's this psychology about working hard and doing every day, and then the repetition, and then not doing anything else, and having the motocross a priority, no distraction, and all this philosophy that I think works. And if the guy can get on board and follow, I think it could be good. But it's not given for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like it works for only like a handful of guys.
Well, I've always had this theory about you, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, you learned a lot from your dad, right? Your dad was pretty gnarly on you and really taught you a lot of stuff along the way. And you have give and take, and you find out what works best for you. And maybe not everything he taught was best for you, but when he departed to go back to France, you know, you were on your own. You hired David for a little bit there, and you were doing some stuff. But when your dad,
I hired Jackie Vimon in 2002 when I had a good season. That was also like a great coach. Like it was that worked out pretty good. But with my dad, it was more like I was so scared of him. You know, he was beating me up, so I had to do the shit. But by doing the stuff, you know, you realize that you get better. You know?
Yeah, well, that's what I was kind of getting. Like, I think you've taken a little bit of everything from all these people you've worked with, and I forgot about Jackie, but absolutely, like you've taken a little bit of all of this stuff. You're a smart guy. You've been around a lot of people, and you're like, okay, that works. I don't like that. This works. You know what I mean?
But that's what pretty much everybody does. As a
for
coach.
sure.
They pick up. If you're a former rider, if you're true to yourself and you don't lie to yourself, like you understand what went wrong and what worked and not. You know, like if you and after you meet people, like they make you do stuff, they say stuff, like, and then also like by following other athletes and what they say, what they do, like there's a lot of things that you can pick up from a lot of people to make your program work actually better. But the main thing is to find like in motocross, supercross, is to find a rider that fit the coach and the trainer, and like get along. There is that, I never go to dinner with Dylan. Like I went three weeks in Florida. I never went to dinner with him. I went one time in 3 weeks at his house just to do a workout, and that's it. We're not friends. We're not friends outside of the track. It's business. Yeah. It's only business. You know, like with Marvin, we're a little better. We're a little closer because we've been friends forever. Like we've been hanging out forever, and we do some stuff. But with Dylan, like we do nothing. We don't go to. I don't remember last time we went to dinner together. It might be like 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
So you have to have this relationship where it's like the coach and the trainer works, but it's difficult to find a good match.
So for Marvin, what are you doing differently than he did with Baker? Is there something that you're like, hey, Marv, this is what I want to do, and this is what I think we should do, we're, changing it up, and is there anything in particular that you can talk about that is different?
There's a lot of things different.
Oh, okay.
There's more. There's a lot of things. I think.
More on the bike stuff.
On the bike, on the bicycle, on the gym, there's more stuff because I see. First, I need to observe like what they do. The stats, like heart rate stats, speed on a bicycle, heart rate on a bicycle. Weights at the gym, like how many pull-ups can you do? Like if you can do 5 pull-ups and then you're done, like no, you can't compete. You gotta be some kind of strong, Yep. You gotta be strong. You gotta ride good, and then on the riding side, it's different. I have more like a technical eye for riding, and I like when it's done like a certain way. I'm not saying it's the best way, but I like to see some stuff on motorcycle, and I changed a few things like riding position and then balls and things that I would like to see, and then let them try for a little bit if they think it's good, if they feel better, then maybe they can stick with it.
Right.
But at first, I think it's been like, I counted, it's been 11 weeks that I worked with Marv, and the first few weeks is just observation. Like you just watch him ride, you go to the gym, you see how strong he is, like he goes on a few bike rides, and then you see the stats and the elevation gain and the speed average, heart rate. There's a lot of things, like if you have bases, you can, change a few things. Yes.
DV, you talk about chemistry and how the coach and the rider kind of have to work together. For you, now that you're working with more than just Dylan, how adjustable do you have to be to fit each rider? Because I would guess Marvin and Dylan are not the same person. So do you have to kind of be adjustable and kind of be a little bit of a chameleon to the guy you're with to kind of suit him and his chemistry?
No, it has to be the opposite way. The rider has to, maybe put some pride on the side or ego or whatever, and then they get on board on a certain program. The program is pretty much the same for everyone. It's tweaked here and there depending on what they need, on the training side, obviously. On the riding, it's very similar because I'm asking like pretty much the same thing: the body position, the corner technique, and then being aggressive and aggressive and smooth at the same time. But this is the philosophy of the riding is very close. And after, I need some numbers where volume in the training side on how many miles of bicycle I need before the season, how many hours, and then after I have also like some weight on the training, muscular training. I have some stuff I need to get the riders at. So that's they have to be open-minded and try and see. Like when I first started with Dylan 4 years ago, for 3 months I'm like, I told him for 3 months I'm not going to take one penny from you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to. It's a test. Not you can test me, but it's for me to test him first if he can do it or not. So we did that. For 3 months, I was there almost every day. We do the work, and I tell him you gotta follow it every time. And obviously there's some days where it wasn't like following the program because there was like something not going right or whatever. But we try to keep aligned and see after 3 months. And I think it was September, October, November, and I told him if it doesn't work, I'm gonna let you have 1 month to find another program and do something else. So like we do 1st of December, we decide is we're done or we keep going, and then that way, and no hard feelings. It doesn't work, it doesn't work. And so it's more the rider that needs to agree to change, because I'm not going to do what Aldon is doing. I'm not going to do what other guys are doing. And basically when you get another coach in basketball, when they fire a coach and get another one, the coach doesn't, change. He has the same philosophy, same soccer,
system, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the system. Phil Jackson is a triangle offense. Like he's not going to change.
Right.
It's going to be like this every team he goes. And I'm pretty much the same way. That's why sometimes it doesn't work, because the riders are not. They don't feel like it's working for them, and that's fine. That's fine. That's why I'm saying like the chemistry is more. The rider needs to realize like it's good for them, and they're improving, and they're okay with the volume. It's tough. I wouldn't want to do it.
So instead of building chemistry over time, the chemistry has to click because the rider has to be adjustable to move into the program, and that's when you find if the chemistry is there or not.
Yes, exactly. The chemistry is like, hey, are you ready for it? Basically, if you're not ready for it, or if you, and then there's nothing bad not being okay to do this type of work. It's fine. Like there's hundreds of champions that never worked with me, and they were champions. But I'm expecting, like when I work with someone, just to follow to be very serious, dedicated, committed, and do the thing. I'm not there all the time. Like on a bike I try to, but them being in like Colt and Dylan being in Florida is tough. So I go like every couple of weeks. I go for a week. I'm going back on Sunday. But I send some Excel sheet and I follow all the workouts on training apps. So I had all the stats, and with Marv the same thing. I'm not a coach that's gonna go bicycle with you.
You're not a babysitter, right?
No, if you want me to go bicycle with you, this is a no. I'm not. I'm a coach. I'm not gonna do. I'm not a sparring partner. I'm not a training partner. I'm a coach. So when I tell them you got to go for a 3-hour bike ride at this speed, at this heart rate, it's done. I'm not going to be there to push you. If you're not ready to do it on your own, and I told them I don't want them to go bicycle with multiple guys. I want you go on a freaking 3-hour ride, but you go by yourself so you can think about what you do when you pedal. You understand why you're pedaling. You're not joking around, taking a wheel or this and that. No, it's by yourself.
So you don't have Colt, Dylan riding together?
They do. Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Do I like it? No. I don't like when people... The thing is, riders have different level in bicycle. All the riders, they're not in the same...
range, right? Heart rate range.
In the same, they're not in the same heart rate target, and they don't have the same power. So it's tough, like sometimes riders are lower on heart rate, some higher. So if you want to be like, they're both 27, they should be around the same target, but sometimes like at the same heart rate, one is way faster than the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So one is going to understand. So just go do it by yourself. It's fine.
And what do you see with Colt Nichols? What attracted you to work with Colt?
Colt just called me. He called Dylan. He wanted my number. He wanted something to change a little bit, and then I guess he liked what he saw, like the work we did with Dylan, because he was right there. Like when we were in California, obviously, like they were in the same team for a few seasons, and he wanted a change, to try something different, like. And then we met a couple of times. We talked. I thought I did not really know him other than having some different outfits when he walks to the stadiums. That's the only thing I knew about him. So I had to grill him a little bit about his motivations and goals, and so. Same thing, I had to learn about him a lot, and see where his mindset was. And seriously, so we've been working for maybe he started doing some stuff that I sent him around mid-September, I think, or end of September. And seriously, nothing. He's good. He does the stuff. He follows the. He follows the program. He does the thing, and sometimes it's like it's funny because sometimes stuff happen. Like something wrong with the bike. You don't finish a moto, or this, or you get a flat, or you forgot to put your watch on, or something. And he's always like very cautious when something he tells me. He calls me or sends me a text. He's cautious. I'm like, no, that's fine. And he says, we rode too long. Is that okay? Is that okay if I do the workout tomorrow? I'm like, yes. He's being a little cautious. Like Dylan is not.
Yeah, Dylan and you. You and Dylan go way back. Colt's just trying not to get you to fucking lose it on him. So yeah,
yeah. I did not really lose on anybody yet. So
I like Colt. I don't know him very well, but from what I know of him, from what mutual friends, I got a lot of time for Colt Nichols. I think he's a good dude. He tries hard. He's got a good head on his shoulders. You know, all that kind of stuff. Like I'm a fan.
He's had some poor, timely injuries where a lot of his success could have came earlier if it wasn't for that. He's a late bloomer because of injuries, and that's not fair.
And I've told him this. Nick Way vouched for him a long time ago. Nick's like, Colt's a good dude, good rider. Long time ago, before he won any races, you know. So
before he worked with me, like he was a great rider. I've seen him do some stuff at the track. Even a couple years ago in Salt Lake, he was doing some type of a wheel tap in a backwards dragon's back. That was sick. Yeah, he's a great rider. It's been good. You know, he seems super chill and nice, and he does the work. So I really have nothing really bad to say about him. You know, and we'll see. We'll see if it's gonna. I like what I'm seeing now. Then we're gonna have to wait until the races and see if we can translate all the good stuff that we've been doing and translate into getting some good results. But we'll never know. I'm not a magician, and two, I'm not an insurance policy. You know, like you're gonna have to perform on Saturdays. You know, like it's the way it is. Yeah.
So there's a little controversy going on with guys leaving Alden, Coop, Marv, Osborne. KTM's not happy about it. You've known Roger for a long time, Ian as well. How are they treating you or talking to Marv about you working with Marv and being at the track and that kind of stuff?
It's been fine. It was a little bit more challenging like a few years ago.
Yep.
When I was working alongside Aldo and just doing like the technical stuff on the bike, the motorcycle stuff. It's been good. I don't get into those things really. Like if you want me there, I'll be there. If you don't want me there, I won't be there. You know, it's not like I'm gonna throw a fit because I cannot be coaching a guy. But it's been very good. Talk to Roger. Like, it seems okay. I don't. You know, it's with Marv is getting. We're getting together kind of late. That's most likely his last season, unless something happened. He only signed a Supercross only deal. He's going to be 32 in a month. This is more the end than the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to try something different for his last season. Maybe like go out with a bang, some kind of a bang. I'm not saying he's going to be champion, obviously, but just to have some good races and to show some good results here and there. You know, I'm all for it. That's fine. Yeah. You know, do I wish I would work with Marv like 6-7 years ago? Yeah, we could have done something. You know, but on the thing like people leaving Aldo, you know, people need to change sometimes. You know, they've been like with the guy for a long time. They need some stuff different. From what I hear from Osborne, not from the guys directly, but from the rumors I hear about the Osborne leaving, and then Cooper working with Burner and all the guys leaving. It's they needed somebody like on a motorcycle side.
Yeah,
that would try to make them improve on a motorcycle, and that's something that maybe they did not have there. But you know, it's tough to stay somewhere for a long time and to keep the flame going, and you got to evolve too. You cannot be doing the same thing over and over, you know.
I agree, man. I think it's fine for these guys to jump around a little bit and freshen up the program and look at something from a new angle, and I understand 100%. Hey, if you get a chance to snap a photo of that new KTM and text it over to me. You know?
I have videos, I have everything. I just don't want to... I use video as a working tool, but I'm not the one that shared all the photos that are on social media right now. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm already in trouble enough. So But going back to the Alden thing, I think it could be a good thing for Malcolm and Aaron to be there too.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be good for them.
Yeah.
And so it'd be interesting to see what they do also.
Right.
That's like me. I work with Dylan, with Marv, and with Colt now. But I also like to see what's going on and when people change program and try to do something different. And obviously, those guys had the. I'm pretty sure they had the option to go there or not, since everybody was kind of like leaving and not going and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen there also.
Hey, DV, how do you work around a new bike? Like when Marvin has test sessions or things that he has to do on the motorcycle for testing, when that kind of, makes the program not as maybe what you want. Like how do you work around a new bike when the rider has responsibilities outside of your program just to get a new bike ready?
This is, that's part of testing and everything. It's part of the job. Obviously, it's really important to get the rider comfortable. So I don't do much. I let them test. Like this week, for example, Dian's gonna test for a few days. So I send him a program where I only ask him to do one thing during those 3 days, one thing a day at least. And I tell him to focus on the bike. After when Dylan was on the 250, it was I was working with him to develop the bike and to make it good for him. He had different parts on the bike compared to the other guys that I wanted him to try. As far as linkage and I changed his bars, a lot of things that worked out. But now, when you work with factory riders, factory teams, they don't really like anything outside opinion on the bike.
Right.
So for me, for Marv, I don't say anything about the bike. If they ask me. Like the suspension guy the other day asked me, oh, what do you think? This and that. If you ask me, I'll tell you straight up.
Right.
But I'm not gonna say, hey, you should change this and you should change that, because it's not like a supported team anymore. It's like a factory. There's a chain of command, and it's complicated. So it's better for just to. I'll train the guy. I'll tell him how to go through that turn if he's messing up, and to go and how to go faster. But other than that, even with Dylan now, there's a little more Kayaba guys involved, and then the team is bigger. It's a bigger machine, you know. I'm kind of if they ask me, I'll tell them. But if I'm not gonna say, hey, Dylan, you should try that. That's way better. I swear to you, it's good. No,
Right.
I won't say that anymore.
It's probably good too.
I take a step back. Yeah, because people, they don't.
It creates division within the team. It creates a doubt within your rider. It creates a doubt with the team. Are you right sometimes? I'm sure you are. But to just throw in another opinion on top of the manager, on top of the rider, on top of the suspension, on top of the motor guy. I think if you ask me, I'll tell you what I think, but I don't think you're the type of guy to be like, hey, Dylan, your bike is just not working, man. It's just, I don't think you're that type of guy.
Well, could you imagine the suspension?
I won't say that,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, could you imagine the suspension guy coming up to DV and being like, I don't think you're really teaching him how to that corner right.
Yeah.
Be
You
like,
know what I mean?
what?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's a good case to keep it simple when it comes to bike setup.
Yeah. And sometimes they ask me, or sometimes it's I see something and I would go directly hey, what do you think about this? And we did that for the bike outdoors. I went to see the guys. Hey, I would try to not what to change, but what I would
what you see
make the bike to.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't really like when we tell them like what to change exactly.
Yeah, I can see your point. Like it's political and it's a delicate thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be PC now, like not pro circuit, not politically correct.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like a smaller team or you can do whatever you want. Like when you work with like factory guys, it's a little different.
Absolutely. Scosh.com bringing you David Vuillemin. He does not want a Scosh boom bottle, but if you want one, Pulp 2021 at Scosh to save. Please check them out. The boom bottles are fantastic. They're great. Carry your music with you wherever you want.
I'll give mine away to the whoever calls. There we go.
Okay, all right. David Vuillemin's going to give a Scosh boom bottle away to whoever call. Third caller right now. If Tits is awake, third caller gets a Scosh boom bottle. Get all the information. 702-586-PULP. The great David Vuillemin giving his Scosh away. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. David, DB, anything else for DB?
No, I'm just pumped to see his roster grow and see what happens with the next two, because obviously Dylan, it's worked.
Yeah.
So I want to
DB
see what
Factory
happens.
was pretty good for old Verandas this year.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Wasn't bad, yeah. So
yeah, Supercross is a different ball game, though.
Yep.
You know, like we don't have like French people. We were not that bad in Supercross, and some riders won, and one guy won a championship 30 years ago, and they some like won races and won some 250 class, but we don't have that DNA. We don't have 100% of the Supercross DNA as a
you
French guy.
90% of it, right?
Yeah, just not even. Maybe like some do, but like we have to work extra, like almost like motocross for us comes more naturally, you know.
Right.
And so Supercross we have to work hard, and it's a more difficult. It's a more difficult championship to win technically, as opposed to motocross is more like physically. That's demanding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So last summer, but now we gotta try to do the technique side, which is a little more difficult than to get somebody in shape. I'm telling you, this is a little more challenging.
Well, that'll be great to watch it happen. We got our winner, by the way, everybody. So stop calling. We have our winner.
Wake up, Supercross. Eat Supercross. Supercross. Fuck Supercross. And sleep Supercross.
That's it, DV. That's all you got to do. Your drop is epic.
How many drops do I have in this thing?
Quite a bit.
I have a cat. I hate that.
He's got great radio. He's got the shit Supercross.
Great radio.
He's got.
Fuck you, you're fired.
Oh yeah, fuck you, you're fired is a good one.
Yeah, they don't know shit.
They don't know shit. That's a good one too. Yep, it's good.
That's crazy. Like, and people think that's me talking right now. So those are drops. That's not me. I'm a nice guy. I don't swear anymore. I don't say bad words.
Fuck you, you're fired.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
It was the old you.
It was you. It was you. I trust me on that. Thanks for the time, DV. Always good to catch up. Thanks for the time tonight, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you.
Go Maple Leafs.
Oh, thank you, DV. Yes. Coming back on, David Vuillemin, anytime. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
Later.
That's David Vuillemin, everybody. I want to thank the folks at Ride Engineering, ride-engineering.com. Excuse me.
Huh?
I'm just verklempt. Justin Brayton picks Ride Engineering's CRF 450L pull rods on his bike. He had these exact pull rods on his bike this weekend. The performance arms lower the 450. They're 1 inch shorter than stock than the R model, raising the rear of the motorcycle 3 to 4 millimeters and adding some comfort on bottoming and acceleration chop. $199 from ride-engineering.com or PulpFan20 is the code to save it. Anything on ride-engineering.com. So get the same pull rods that Justin Brayton uses, and I saw him this weekend on his bike at Bercy, Paris, I should say. All right, commercial break here. We'll be back after this with the tweet at motorsport.com tweet at Tits segment. A couple more things for Daniel Blair. Thank you to David Vuillemin for coming on. Stick around. Be right back after this, everybody.
Lame.
Those who love motocross know Motorsport.com has the knowledge and expertise to make your next ride your best ride. Motorsport.com has a broad selection of in-stock parts and gear at competitive prices. We specialize in bringing you OEM and aftermarket parts, riding gear, and accessories for dirt bikes, motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs. All thanks to the most dedicated and experienced team of gearheads in the industry who use the very parts we sell on Motorsport.com. Motorsport.com always offers fast shipping and free delivery on orders more than $79 to ensure you never miss a ride. Whether you race on the track, ride the trails, or commute on the street, shop Motorsport.com today for the best customer service and experience when buying the parts and gear you need to stay on 2 and 4 wheels. Make your next ride your best ride, only at Motorsport.com.
Maxima Racing Oils was created for world-class racers who challenge the limits of possibility. Their demands on equipment drive us to look beyond conventional ideas and to exceed industry standards. It's in our DNA to identify problems, formulate solutions, and execute at the highest levels of competition. Case in point, the championship-winning factory Kawasaki race team, longtime Maxima partners who extensively use Maxima throughout the bike. Maxima's USA-made products exceed JSO requirements and can be used in all motorcycle brands: Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, KTM, Husqvarna, and more. Maxima Racing Oils. Experience the difference. Visit MaximaUSA.com for more information.
Hi, it's Tomax Superfan Dylan here. The only thing I love more than seeing Eli win is Michelin motorcycle tires. And Michelin is introducing many exciting new tires for 2020. For V-twin riders, the Michelin Commander 3 Cruiser and the Michelin Commander 3 Touring tires offer improved wet grip and enhanced tread life. For sport bike and track day riders, the Michelin Power 5 tire and the Michelin Power GP tires feature the same architecture and profile for effortless sport bike setup from street to track. If you'd like to have the same tire that won the 2019 Red Bull Ayersburg Rodeo, the Michelin Enduro Extreme tire is the tire for you. And the Michelin Starcross 5 tire range is now available for young motocross and off-road riders in sizes for 50cc bikes and up. To learn more about these and all other Michelin two-wheel products, check out www.motorcycle.michelinman.com. Visit your local dealer or online retailer and follow at Michelin Motorcycle on Instagram and Facebook.
Want a chain and sprocket kit but aren't sure what you need? Then call Vortex EK at 800-440-3559 and get hooked up with the right sprocket and chain kit for your bike. With more than 30,000 possible gearing combinations, Vortex EK has more gearing than your garage has room for. It's a ridiculous amount of gearing for nearly any bike. Join the ranks of Star Racing Yamaha and Supercross champion Dylan Ferrandis and run a Vortex sprocket. Available in red, blue, black, orange, silver, and Kawasaki green.
Yes, green. Call a doctor because things just got sick.
Warning may cause extraordinary power, excessive performance, and speed so fast your eyes will bleed.
Call Vortex EK at 800-440-3559 and mention promo code PulpMX 2021 and get the best deal on your next order.
FMF Racing is proud to celebrate over 45 years of fun, building every FMF exhaust right here in the USA. Owner and founder Don Emler may have started FMF Racing in his garage 45 years ago, but Don is still hands-on in our 100,000 square foot state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Southern California. FMF's goal? Design and manufacture the world's best performance exhausts 100% in the USA under one roof. FMF is a proud sponsor of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship for over 25 years.
Steve.
Kiefer.
You want to hear about one of the best rides I've ever had?
Dude, it's not time for After Dark yet.
Chill down, dude. I just want to talk about race tech stuff.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Gosh, man. Basically, I've had the chance to do some stuff with race tech recently with the CRF 250R and, of course, the KX 250. And as you know, I've talked about on the show, I wasn't a real hardcore fan of Racetech stuff back in the day. But since Rob and Andrew and those guys have assembled at Racetech, the stuff has been great. So for you guys out there listening, if you guys are looking to get your engine work done or even some suspension work, or as Steven says on the show sometimes, get your seals and your oil rebuilt in your fork and shock. Get it rebuilt. It helps. 15 to 20 hours. Head over to racetech.com. Check out. They even got a cool little simulator. You can look at what size spring rate you might need for your bike. So a lot of cool features over there on the website. But and as you know, Yamaha Blue Crew guy over here, you guys have some of that on your bike.
It's fantastic. Zombie Blows uses it. Jerry Robin uses it. Starling, all of those guys over there. Malcolm Stewart won a Supercross with Racetech stuff a few years ago. Pulp19 is the code to save. Mention PulpMX when you call. You can save on the service. You can save on motor work. You can save on springs if you just want to do that and get it put in yourself or do it yourself. Racetech is the one-stop shopping for motor and suspension work. You can also mention the code HOMELIFE2020.
That's a better code, I think.
We'll do either one. Just listen, people. Give your bike some love. Get your suspension modified service. Get your motor modified serviced with the folks at Racetech.
Good people.
For over 30 years, Decal Works has led the industry in quality and customer service by offering the best custom motocross graphics, plastics, seat covers, and rider ID products. Decal Works is officially licensed with Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, KTM, Husqvarna, and Gas. Their expert staff will go above and beyond to make sure your questions are answered. Decal Works is a proud sponsor of Red Bull KTM Factory Racing and the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Off-Road Team. Visit decalmx.com and be sure to use promo code PulpMX at checkout. Quality, service, and knowledge is what makes Decal Works stand out. Decal Works, #1 for many reasons.
Hey Pulp Nation, Andy from Guts Racing. We are the leaders in seat technology. We feel like for any need that you have with your seat, we've got you covered. For 2021, we're going to be adding more colors to our product line, and we're going to be adding more merchandise to our product line. Also new for 2021, we've expanded our distribution through motorsportoutlet.com. So please support the people that support Pulp. Support Guts Racing and also support motorsport.com. Hope to see you guys at the track soon. Once again, this is Andy Gregg from Guts Racing. Thanks again to Pulp Nation for all the support.
Over 65 years ago, Vertex Pistons was born out of a small technical workshop in northern Italy's famous Motor Valley. Expanding and maturing among the racing legends of
Ferrari, Lamborghini, MV Agusta, and Ducati.
Today, Vertex Pistons are the pistons of choice for motorcycle riders and teams throughout the world. Because of their renowned reputation for exceptional quality, Vertex Pistons is a factory piston supplier to
KTM, Husqvarna, Beta, Gas, and TM.
From the Motocross, Supercross, MXGP, GNCC, National and World Enduro Series, you can find Vertex Pistons winning championships. Vertex Pistons strives to provide you with world-class factory technology at a very competitive price. No matter which brand of bike you ride, when it's time to rebuild your top end, Vertex Pistons will have your engine performing better than new. To see our full range of 2-stroke and 4-stroke pistons in replica, high compression, or GP-style configurations, visit us at vertexpistons.com or stop into your local dealer and ask for a Vertex piston kit today.
Hey guys, it's Mathis. Look, if you're still not wearing a neck brace in 2020, it's time to go get one or at least think seriously about it. It's been over 15 years since the neck braces first came out. They're not the clunky, oversized devices they used to be. Atlas came in and changed the way all neck braces were designed by introducing flexible technology to the world and proving that neck braces can be something you can actually ride in while performing at the highest level. Look at Jason Anderson winning Supercross championships, or look at Martin Davalos or anybody else. Don't take my word for it just because I have 2 Manitoba championships to my name. Wait, I have 4. Just look at how many other brace designs look like the Atlas one. Atlas pioneered all the modern neck brace features and have been refining them ever since then, while the competition has been trying to catch up. Grab the brace that's been leading the pack. Check out atlasbrace.com. Get yours today. There is a Pulp discount if you check out sponsordeals.com on pulpmxshow.com. So be like Chase Sexton, Martin Davalos, and many other guys and wear the Atlas brace. atlasbrace.com. Our guys at Works Connection have always been there for the PulpMX show, and they're there for you as well. They're just as passionate, as dedicated to the sport as you are. For over 30 years, Works Connection has been designing and producing innovative products like the Pro Launch Start Device, the 1-2-3 Easy Build Elite Perch, Elite Axle Blocks, and much, much more. You'll find Works Connection products on AMA Pro Riders bikes under the canopies of Team Honda, HRC, Star Racing, Smart Top Honda, as well as top teams and privateers alike. The best part of this deal is PulpMX20 code saves you money at WorksConnection.com. Stop by your local outlet and check out the new lineup of Works Connection products for 2021. I've got the Perch on my bike. I've got the engine plugs. I absolutely love it. Great product. I've got the Start Device as well, which helped me in one moto at the World Vet Championships, and one moto not so much. WorksConnection.com. PulpMX20 is the code to save. Please check them out. All new 2021 products now available. Thanks for listening. Yeah. PulpMX Show. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. We're back for our last little bit here on the show. Daniel Blair from Schmoto is here. Eagle Grit as well, of course. Thanks to the sponsors. We couldn't do this show without them. And thanks to Off-Road Warehouse, man. They're proud to be supporting the Club MX team this year with Troll Train. Perhaps you heard. Oh, that's another guy. So Marvin is flying at the test track. You know who else is flying at the test track?
Troll Train?
No. Well, we're not sure.
Phil?
No, Marchbanks.
I heard that last year too.
I know.
But it was good. He backed it up. He came right out and third at the
so
first one.
Numerous people are telling me about Marchbanks right now. And he's an ORW rider. They got stores all over the West Coast: Corona, Vegas, San Diego, Temecula, Phoenix. They're out in Georgia even right now. They're a place to go for all your truck and off-road accessory needs. PulpMX is the code to save. Stop in to ORW. Check out the latest in truck, Jeep, Overland, UTV, and racing products from the industry's leading brand. They staffed by a knowledgeable, experienced team. Plus, they install everything they sell. So whatever you buy, you can get it from them. You can get Maxxis tires, for example, one of our sponsors on our other shows. You can get Michelin. You can do all sorts of things at PulpMX or at offroadwarehouse.com. Use the code PulpMX to save. PulpMX code. Get your bike to the track with style and performance from Off-Road Warehouse, ORW. You'll see this on the butt patch of Mumford and Shock this past year, and now I think the club team will be running it again. So thanks to Off-Road Warehouse for making it happen. Thank you to motorsport.com, Fly Racing, Decal Works, Vortex Racing, Racetech Suspension and Engines, Vertex Pistons, X-Brand Goggles, Michelin Starcross 5, Maxima USA, ORW, Scoche, Pro Filter, Firepower Batteries and Chains, FMF, Atlas Neck Brace. Check out PulpMX.com. For a review of the new Atlas brace, the compression brace that Noof was talking about a few shows ago. Atlas brace, Works Connection, PulpMX20 is the code to save Works Connection. NorCal Company, Daniel.
Works Connection?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also NorCal Company, Guts Racing.
Oh, yeah.
Good guys down there. Get Data, OGO Power Sports, Artosport, MotorcycleIndustryJobs.com, WUSA, Ride Engineering, Intense Cycles. Speaking of WUSA, Daniel, you like the World Vet Show again?
Loved it. What a mess. You guys, I mean, I told you before, like, it makes me want to go.
That's what other people say.
Not ride. I the body's way past that. Actually, no, I told you guys. Or was it that race or 24 hour? I told you guys I would be your team manager.
Yeah.
I think at the Vets. I want you guys to all go again. I want to be your team manager. I'll handle all the problems that you guys are facing. I'll deal with it. You need someone like that in the pits.
It's hilarious that we talk about this race for a few years now. Galdi, right? Noof, Randy Richardson. And we talk about how it goes and how it is. And it just makes people want to go more. It doesn't scare anyone away.
You are the best marketing for that race ever by trashing it. I have to see it. And the worst thing they could ever do is clean it up.
Yeah, it's simply amazing. A little bit of blowback from that, like from Glen Helen people.
You?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not getting it directly, but I'm hearing about it. And
I mean, you're super friendly with them anyway,
listen,
right?
I invited Bud on the show. If he wants to come on, if I'm going to say those things about Glen Helen and they want to come on and talk about it, I have not heard back yet. but I'm happy to have Bud, the owner of Glen Helen, on the show to tell me, that I'm full of shit and prove me wrong or whatever. And I've yet to hear back from him. But all that stuff that I talked about in that show, Daniel, that you laughed at and Noof that's all true, man.
That's the extreme version of your guys' Canadian national pre and post show that I love too, because you guys pick things apart that we don't see all the time. So it's funny to me. And then when you guys did the vet one, I was like, okay, that has to be all that went wrong. And then you're like, oh, yeah, and how about this? And then it was the next gnarliest thing I'd ever.
And then the ambulance crossed the track.
It's like it just kept going.
The water main broke.
And going. And it was all the worst things ever. And then you had people calling in like, I'm coming back.
Yeah,
like,
this is amazing.
But I think it's more for the experience than things going right and perfect, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
The calling out the names of who is on the
4,
12, 8, not like, to me, I died when I heard that.
Dude,
because I've been to races where it's like that, where they don't know,
Yeah.
and they think everyone's just glued in, and it's like, no, you need to really go through the list.
Yeah.
We're not all paying attention, but to hear them rip through it.
Yeah. 40, 82, 96, 81, you're just like, all right, here I'll go. You
don't even know what number you have on. You're on a buddy's bike. And
it's
great.
It's amazing. You know what else is great? The Manscaped, the 4.0 Lawnmower 4.0, absolutely amazing. The Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, Performance Boxer briefs, and all are in a package, Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. It's fantastic. If you just want to get the Manscaped 4.0 trimmer, it's amazing. It's waterproof. It's got a light on it. It works at the 9,000 RPM. It's got the motor 360-degree rotary dual blade system that's super safe to use in the shower, out of the shower. It's got a light on it. It's fantastic. PulpMX 20 is the code to save with the folks at Manscaped. Do you do Manscaped at all, Daniel? Do you?
I don't use their product, but I'm fine.
But you believe in the
I'm just jealous of
philosophy.
that company from a marketing standpoint because they nailed it so good in so many ways. And here I am, like, I kill birds. Like, that's shitty marketing that my company has because of you, thanks.
Yeah.
But they have it so cool. Everything they say in their marketing is just rad.
It's
and
great.
here I kill birds.
RV was on talking about his Manscaped and how his wife helps him trim his butt hair, his butthole hair.
Oh, really?
Is that where you're going to go? Or you feel like that's – are you that deep into it with the Manscaped, or are you –
There's certain things in my – I'm a pretty open person. I'm not afraid to be transparent. There's some things that I keep for myself.
Yeah, and I agree.
That's one.
That's I'm the same.
So
I'm the same
y'all
way.
can just use your imagination if you'd like, but that's between me and my bottom end.
Lawnmower 4.0 is a 7,000 RPM motor, a new functional on-off switch as well. It's got a travel lock on it, and it's fantastic. Tits, you actually paid for a Manscaped.
And every time I hear about all the ones you're giving out to other people, I get angry every single time.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's good to hear.
Fortunately, I absolutely love it.
I just sent one to Paul Parabinos. I just sent one to Johnny Knowles.
I mean, they're good guys and everything, but it's like when Darkside gets one and Talon, I'm just like, it's just
Talon got one?
Yeah, man.
For free?
Really upset.
How is it though, Tits? Do you like it?
So I have been a manscaper for a long time using just like regular clippers.
Yep.
But you do risk clipping yourself, you know.
Oh yeah.
But not
bleeding
once.
out right
yes,
there.
you bleed out. It's very dangerous. You get the little ouches and everything. But I've not ever actually cut myself with this, and I'm very happy with it.
A lot of R&D went into the development to make sure.
A lot of R&D, and they did a good job with it. I tell you what,
Well,
I'm truly a fan.
PulpMX 20 to save with Manscaped. Check it out, Lawnmower 4.0. It's great. Love
and it
these
has a
guys.
flashlight.
Yeah, I love the light. The light's really
for Travis to cast a shadow.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's what Ben said.
Caught me off guard with that one. I didn't even know how to respond. Thanks, Chris.
That's funny.
What else have we not touched on tonight, Daniel? Did we talk Paris? We talk KTM bike photo. We talk anybody hurt? Anything going on?
Kitchen is the only one
Levi
I heard.
Kitchen, yeah.
But I heard here that should be good for East Coast.
Yeah.
But still, you just don't want that as a rookie coming in to come in behind the 8 ball like that. And I think he's really good too. So I think there was some expectation that he would do well. So that's the only one I've heard. Have you heard anything?
No, I haven't. I heard something about Max Volan. I checked in, and it was all good with that. So
I didn't hear that.
I didn't.
I know Jacob Hayes is working with Max.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, as an agent, yeah.
No. I look on the side too.
Oh, okay.
Working on some stuff. Talon's busy, and it's one of those things where he's got to be back home a lot.
Yeah.
So he's entrusted Jacob to kind of oversee the program and kind of have a little bit of input. And Jacob is still like he'd be top 10 at Anaheim if he raced. He's 27 years old and still like railing. So for Max to have someone that is really fast currently, it's good for him. And Jacob's loving it because it gives him that motivation to, he goes on bike rides with him, everything. So
nice. So he's up in NorCal.
No, he's down south. So and Max is down south like 95% of the time. So.
Oh, okay. I thought he was more up, staying up there.
No, he is, but just not at this time of year.
Okay. Oh, also, by the way, somebody called in earlier. GoFundMe. Look, it's never good to hear. Never nice thing to talk about. We put out a GoFundMe. We retweeted a GoFundMe from the guy that Mike Alessi landed on at Cool Vets. So, but then this gentleman got hurt at the Mini O's. And it is GoFundMe.com/Ants Army, Ants-Army for Anthony Piccioni.
Sounds about right.
Piccioni?
Yeah, it's close enough. Yeah.
I just retweeted it on my Twitter too, so please check that out.
Check
and
it
so
out.
Anthony, hang in there, man. And if you can help out with the GoFundMe, then please feel free. If you can't, no worries about it. But yeah, please check it out. Never like to see a racer down like that. So
I guess we didn't talk Mini O's. I know you're. I know you couldn't stop watching.
I was so glued in. I can't believe like Parabinos, like he is just, oh my God, Hymas got beat, and oh my God, this guy, like, who the fuck cares? Like
a lot of people do.
What are you doing watching that? Like what? That should have been my race tech rant. Like
you blew it.
Fucking cares? Like
a lot of people.
Okay, first of all, it's motos all week long. Like right? How many motos is it?
1,000.
Okay, no, but I mean in your class.
A lot because you do multiple classes. They do a supercross and an
they do
outdoor.
a motocross and a supercross, and it's like, I don't care. Like this doesn't mean anything. Nothing. I just. How can you sit there and talk about these kids and make judgments and be shocked or be amazed at any of these fucking results? Like
I don't know.
I just saw on Instagram. Check out Hayden Dean's crash.
It was a pretty cool one.
I'm just like
now that I know he's okay.
A kid crashed on a dirt bike? Oh, let me see it. Wow.
It's not your thing, man.
I just don't fucking get it, dude. I don't understand it. Like, okay, I follow the amateur results. I'll look at Loretta's and be like, oh, okay, Evan Ferry did this, and Hymas is beat. Hymas caught and ran down Ryder D or somebody, or like what? Like, okay, that's all relevant. But, dude, Mini O's.
Mini O's is cool, and the TV package on it, or not TV, but the stream package is pretty good. And I will tell you this because I'm in the middle. I'm not like Paul. I know Paul he was texting me even, so I know he was deep in. And then you are like anti. I do sit in the middle. I'm not all the way in, but I am intrigued, especially when you have a couple classes like in the A and B that are really cool and coming. Remember when Izzy, Stroop, Dungy, like that whole pack came in? It was like an age, and they all came in and were great. Like Trey was all part of that. There's another like little bubble of that coming right now. So there's a lot of people that are into the A and the B class right now because it's pretty stacked with guys that we think can be pretty good in the class. So
I'll just wait till they turn professional.
I know, and there's some years where I just like look and I'm like, but right now the A and the B class is cool. There's some good ones coming that are going to be impactful.
I'll just wait till they turn fucking pro, and it really matters. You know what I mean? Like think about all these guys. Like Trey got beat by those dudes all the time. Stroop and Izzy. They just worked them.
But that's what was cool to see is who's going to when Dungy just pops out at the very end. But
the Paul Parabinos back in those days, like, can you believe fucking Nico Izzy? Oh, my God, he's so good. Stroop's fucking amazing. Here they come. Here they come.
Okay.
And Trey Kennard had 10 times the career of those kids. And for whatever reasons, like injuries and, it's off-track stuff. Like, I'm not saying that they sucked as riders.
Here's an example and a comparison.
Riders.
For me, I love the NFL. I don't really watch college football that much. Barely ever because it's not professional to me. When they turn pro, I like the pro league. I'm not into it as much. So I don't sit around Saturdays and watch college football. Some people love college football or college basketball because they're not pros yet, and these are the ones that are kind of going to be the stars. You know what I mean? So for
Daniel,
it's just
some people
intrigue.
like Subway. It sucks balls. Like some people like plain donuts. They're fucking terrible.
It's the beauty of mankind and human beings.
People who like Subway and plain donuts are morons. There's still a lot of them, obviously, but they're morons. They're not really experiencing what's going on. They're not experiencing a Firehouse or a fucking Jersey Mike's or a fucking Boston Cream or a chocolate donut or whatever, okay? Those are fucking good.
So you're saying people that are into amateur racing are morons?
No, what I'm saying is it doesn't matter. Like, you can tell me like a lot of people are into it. It doesn't matter. Like,
that's you. That's beautiful.
To sit there
that's beautiful.
and
you like
just,
what you like.
Yeah, but I cover professional racing, and that's how you make money, and that's where legacies are. Nobody sits back and goes, that fucking guy's legacy at Loretta's and Mini O's. Oh, that guy's
Usually it's the opposite.
I worked for Ryan Morris at Mini O's in '99. He won everything but 2 motos. Steve Mertens beat him, and James Stewart beat him. You think that matters at all in 2020? He was unfucking touchable.
No, but it mattered then. It's a thing in time. Like, these kids are, dude, these kids were on 65s like a couple years ago, and now they're about to be pro. It's cool to watch that last step in. I like it.
I had people telling me that fucking what's his nuts? Fry. Fry was the fucking future. Watch Fry. He's amazing.
Heard that too.
Right.
And then you watch and you see what happens, and it's part of watching the develop. I like it. And for me, I'm not as much into the entire thing. I obviously watch my kids' age group because
listen,
I know those kids.
I follow results. Like, I'm not a total blind eye to it. Like, who won? Okay, like, oh, you know what I mean? Look at the internet. Like, oh, look who won. Okay. I'm not fucking watching these motos and making judgment calls and being like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And on Wednesday at Mini O's in 2021, like, oh, sound the alarm,
dude. Your guy was he was getting into it at Mini O's. He had some drama,
I know. And then he crashed and like hurt his hand, but he'll be fine or whatever. But like,
Evan did,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
he
that.
Didn't finish. Again, something I read on the internet. You know, but
see,
like,
I don't watch everything. I watch.
I can't. I'd rather watch fucking paint dry. Like, hey,
there's no way.
Pookie just painted this fucking wall. I'm gonna watch.
You're gonna go look at it.
I'm gonna watch this dry. So I don't know. I guess yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on from Mini O's then.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You're sweating over there.
I'm not
You're
sweating.
So bad.
I just can't believe it. Like, I cannot. But like, again, follow it. Yes. Look at the results. Yes. But start watching the fucking stream on a Wednesday at fucking Mini O's and then being like, like what? like actually caring? Like actually caring what happens? It blows my mind.
I got 1 foot in. I like
okay,
I like it.
Fine.
But I'm not hardcore.
Listen,
I don't watch them all, but I will tune in when I know what
it's
time of day moto's at.
It's fine. Okay. Have you been in a motorcycle or car accident?
Yes.
Did somebody or some idiot take you out?
Yes.
Can you call Arthur Draper?
I had a different lawyer, and it's already settled. But
it's ridiculous.
If I could have gone back in time,
used
I probably would have got double.
Consultations are free, Daniel. You just need to call. He'll take the time to know the clients. We'll take the time to talk to you personally. Arthur only gets paid if you get paid. So this gentleman, ArthurDraper.com, help is only a call away. Arthur's got your back. He's an old moto dude, old mechanic from the scene back in the day, and now he's turned into a lawyer. So that's why I help Arthur Draper, because he's a moto guy. So thank you to those guys. Thank you to ArthurDraper.com. Please check that out. I love it when people on Instagram, if there's a crash or something, they'll tag me and say, this guy should call Arthur Draper. It's great.
MX fails, man.
Right.
There's some big ones on there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. All right, motorsport.com, tweet at Tits.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important bulletin from
motorsport.com. It's the Tweets at Tits Q&A segment where your twatted questions find answers.
Tits. Motorsport.com, everybody. Love these guys. OEM and aftermarket parts. And it's fantastic to deal with these guys. Great return policy. Great free shipping on anything over $79. OEM and aftermarket parts. They have... Nope, they're done with this gift. Never mind. Motorsport.com. Please go to the Pulp page on there. They're on the very bottom, and it takes you to our sponsors, and you can do a great set of deals on there, like X-Brand stuff, Michelin stuff. These different companies have run specials, promos through there. You can get Guts there. You can get Works Connection there. Motorsport.com, great guys. They're on board with the Motorsport PulpMX Fantasy Hole Shot game, which we announced last show all year long.
Yeah.
So that'll be great. Gift card for that. And predict the whole shot for motorsport.com, PulpMX Fantasy. Looking forward to that. Great guys. And Phil Nicoletti, Ryan Villapoto, myself, motorsport.com athletes. All right, Tits, let's do this.
First one's from Tanner Hall. Steve, what will you do if the broadcast mentions the Kevin Windham Memorial Nets?
Oh, don't forget.
Listen.
I got 4 chances at it.
Yeah, you do.
Listen.
I'm going to do it, too. I'm really going to do it.
The great ones, the ones who really know, they know. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Ryan Roberts, it's for Daniel. When will you welcome Steve to be on the best and most professional podcast, a.k.a. the Main Event Moto podcast?
He's been on.
Oh.
I think twice.
Will he be allowed to see Producer Joe's face?
Sure.
I've been on your podcast?
Twice. Man, what a dick.
Very memorable.
Was that like a 101, or were we talking about the races, or what?
I had you on to, I forget, this in the beginning when we had more guests on the phone.
Oh, okay.
I had you on a couple of times. We don't do that really at all anymore. It's just whatever. But yeah, you've been on. Glad it must have been really impactful on your life for you to remember.
Yep. My bad. But we did a podcast today, a Racer X podcast earlier today. It'll be out in a couple of weeks, and we get more into that, into the podcast. And
we did cover
stuff and everything else. So yeah,
and
stay tuned for that.
The line that has to be straddled.
Is that comment from YouTube, Marks?
Which one? I'm sorry.
From Josh?
That was sent to me in a DM because he doesn't have Twitter.
Okay, all right. Here's a DM we got. I'll take over your segment here, Tits. DB.
It's fine.
Why do you only like circus cross and not the outdoors? There's nothing sicker than the Nationals. Look what we saw in 450 Moto 1 at Millville. No Supercross race could top that. I guess I'm just curious how someone who's so balls deep in this sport could only be into Supercross. From Josh.
I'm not only in. I watched the outdoors this summer. I was into it, but I'm into Supercross more. I mean, I raced in Anaheim when I was 8 years old on a PW 50, and when I turned pro, I was in a situation financially where I had bills, and outdoors don't pay bills. So I stayed home and raced a lot of fairgrounds, Supercross feeling style format racing. So it's just always been a priority to me because it's just like Steve don't like the amateur stuff. I've just like Supercross more. But I like outdoor. I watched everyone this summer.
You want to tell Josh to suck it?
You could tell him for me.
Okay. All right. Suck it, Josh. All right.
Next one is from Jamesy. How do we feel about Jet becoming a, quote, sellout? I get they need to make dollars, but all he does is post ads. 9 out of the 10 were authentic or were ads or whatever. Thoughts? Going too far?
I'm going to check his Instagram right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't paid attention.
He says 9 of the last 10 were ads.
Dang. For real?
Yeah, they kind of were.
You sell by being authentic like Aaron Plessinger, not by being a digital billboard.
I mean, you could almost argue because 6, he's got, I mean,
he just had these drops, so you got to go back a little further.
I don't know. Listen, I certainly would be hypocritical for me to sit here and talk about selling out, taking money from people, because we do have a lot of partners, right? And I do promote a lot of different companies and competing companies and everything else. So if I sat here and said that, I would be a little hypocritical. However, saying that, I've always said this on my show, like, if you post too much of something on your social media, like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but if I'm following you, my advice would be, I want to see your dog, your favorite restaurant, your chick, your car. Like, I want to see riding too. Like, my whole thing was like just all these fucking Insta bangers, right? Like, these guys just post Insta bangers of themselves riding over and over and over, and they're all clipped and they're professionally made, and you're just like, fuck, man, like, what else do you do in your life? Like, let me see your bicycle. Let me, like, I just want to see behind the scenes of a rider if I'm a fan.
I could answer that maybe correctly for everybody, but I notice even when I post, if I post a picture of me and my family, it'll get a certain amount of engagement, likes, and comments. If I post a picture of me wearing LBZ gear from 04, it's off the charts because they want to see a riding photo or something like that. So I think they probably know what gives traction and what doesn't. And the personal stuff, I don't think goes as far as a guy throwing a whip. I think people just get the likes, man. People scroll through and, sick whip, tap, 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 tap.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to, if I follow you, I would like to see a little bit of everything, not just ads. I understand there'll be some promotion. I understand there'll be riding videos, but
Roxon's pretty good about
Yeah.
family stuff. I mean, picture of him and his family dressed up for Halloween.
Right.
He's pretty good about the personal stuff away from the bike.
Yeah.
But what was the question again? Oh, is he?
How do we feel about Jet?
Sellout?
Is he gone too far?
I mean, you strike while the iron's hot,
Listen,
man.
if
and
Myrtle
iron's
comes,
hot.
Myrtle comes through for me, there's nothing fucking wrong with Jet's account. It's
merch.
fantastic. So.
All right. Chase Bailey. Will Rockstar Husky put someone on Zach's bike for Supercross?
No, that was Dino's ride was a little up in the air until Zach was out, and then Dean was in.
I don't know.
So,
is this correct? But Dino wasn't supposed to get on the new bike either. But
right.
now he is.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, I heard that. Now I didn't know the details of that, but.
April Ormond. Has anyone heard from Brian Moreau? I know he's severely hurt, but it seems like the moto community left him behind.
Well, he's back in France, right?
No, he's here. He was at
here.
the KTM track within the last couple weeks.
Well,
hanging out.
He lives in France, or he's back in.
Yeah. But I know that somewhat recently he was hanging out with the TLD
okay.
guys out at the facility out there.
I haven't seen much from him, right? Like, I don't even know. Does his English? Does he work? I heard his English wasn't very good.
It wasn't to begin with, so I doubt it would have gotten better.
Yeah.
Okay. Blake Rowland. What's more prestigious, a Lights Regional Arena Cross title?
Yep.
Or catching a T-shirt from a T-shirt cannon at Supercross?
Ooh.
Nah, still Lights Regional title. Lights
Barely.
Regional.
I don't know. 40,000 people,
I,
and you're
honestly,
the one that catches it. That's
you've said
low
this,
odds.
You've said this over and over. You not only won a championship, you actually did a lot of fathers a great service.
Oh, that's why I did
line.
it.
I love that
did
line.
It. My job in my last 2 years of Arena Cross was to show the dads that needed to stop spending money that they needed to stop spending money.
Yeah.
And if you can't come through and beat me while I'm eating M&Ms on the gate,
little Johnny, like this guy is so washed.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
If little Johnny can't beat me and
he's
Janolfi,
working you, right, and he's working you. Right.
Pull the budget. So I think I've probably single-handedly saved millions of dollars.
I liked at the Scott intro when you and Janolfi, when I saw you guys at Salt Lake, and you were arguing over who had the tougher regional Arena Cross coast.
His was tougher than mine. I clinched 3 rounds
You guys
early.
were going back and forth.
I may have been the only rider on my coast that did them all. So it's not that much to be proud of. I'd say the T-shirt. I mean, 1 out of 40,000 odds are better than.
I'll go
I've
Arena
always
Cross.
wished I could catch a T-shirt. I tell you what.
I'll go Arena Cross.
Yeah. All right, Kevin Flores. Will there be a live show before A1?
No, I don't think so, unless somebody has an idea of a venue. They're quite
California
pricey. Yeah, they're quite pricey. Our venue last time didn't work out at all. I'd like to do one. SoCal's a great.
What do you
market,
have on
but
the schedule?
I only have St. Louis and Minneapolis right now. And
Really?
I'm trying to get some answers from Seattle. I'm trying to. If anybody has any ideas, and like fucking be realistic.
I was gonna say I can point you to some spots in Oakland.
You know, put some stadium seating right outside the studio here,
I asked for recommendations
could
for
watch in
Minneapolis.
here.
We found a place in Minneapolis, but
No.
I asked for recommendations in Minneapolis.
Put stadium seating right here.
We could probably get
open up the curtains.
We could probably get 800 or 900. Steve's
were
living
just
room.
in right
People
there.
were DMing me like, "Hey, bro, come do it at my dealership." Like, it's a. Do you have seats? Do you have audio equipment? Do you have a stage? Do you have anything that would make this thing?
I'll bet they would create it.
Well, yeah, I'm
If
not
you
gonna
build it, they will come.
I'm not doing all that, but I just if you're in a city on the Supercross series and you think there's a realistic small theater,
How many people do you want? Like, what would be the ideal number?
500 people.
500?
Yeah, let's do that. If you have a 500 seat theater in your town that maybe I haven't seen, DM me and I'll try to set it up and do that. But yeah, I'm not taking it to fucking T-Mobile. You know, people sent me.
Let's go to Raider Stadium. That'll be fine.
What the fuck did I get in a DM? I got a dealership, and I got I don't know. I googled it. It was a 4,000 seat like theater. Like,
holy shit!
Like, yeah, bro, we're good, man. Like, you know. So, anyways,
We'll be able to socially distance.
I want to
while
do
you're watching.
St. Louis. I want to come to that one.
Okay.
I haven't been to one yet.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Okay. From Jesse318, did you have any interactions with Josh Hill this weekend? I thought
No.
Paris may have been a good chance to reconcile.
No, fuck him. I don't. I have no. I have no desire to reconcile.
Hey, I've done a good job.
I reconciled with him
Steve.
once. Okay, he came to me and said, "Hey, man, I just want to come on your show, promote Alta. I said, no problem. I get it. He's like, let's forget the other stuff, happened or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like that's cool. And I had him on the show. I gave him this platform, 50,000 people, to talk about what the fuck he was doing. And I had no problems with it. And then he hears I make fun of Monster, and he kicks me out of that party. Like what? Like I didn't even make fun of Josh Hill. I was making fun of Monster. Nothing to do with him. And he fucking gets a big man fucking on campus attitude, kicks me out of the party. Fuck him. I'll never have him on the show. I'll never talk to Josh Hill ever again.
Wow.
Ever.
I've never Yeah.
No.
I feel like you and Ricky.
Okay, hey, listen. If he came up to me and said, "Hey, man, sorry about all that stuff," I'd be like, you know what? Apology accepted. Fuck you. That'd be it. That's it. I'll take his apology, and that's it. Like, burn me once, cool. Burn me twice, I'm done. So Josh Hill can fuck off.
Damn.
Thank you.
You got that clip for YouTube there?
Yeah.
No, listen. I don't care. Like, what did I do? What did I do to him?
Nothing.
No. He fucking thought he was big man on campus, probably drunk, and fucking wanted to be big man on campus. And fuck you. In front of my wife, my wife was pissed. My wife was embarrassed. Fuck him.
Okay. Steve's extra square footage. Steve,
Come on, stop it.
That's the name of it. What was the tough block situation like in Paris? They looked half cylindrical rubber and plastic.
Okay, for one, yes, they didn't have the. So I've talked about the tough blocks in Paris, and they usually have the super long, and they they don't move very easy, right? And then they're also round, so that they don't like get caught easily, right? They kind of move
catch a peg or
right. But they had small little ones that did get kicked out onto the track. So I don't know if they brought those back or
they
whatever.
Reverted backwards.
Well, kind of, yeah. It wasn't the same ones that I had remembered a lot. They had some of the ones, but yeah, so a little different.
Okay. Plastic Forkner, could Cairoli qualify for a 450 Supercross main event?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be easy.
So
he's not a lock. Not with big whoops and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I'd go, 50-50 on that one.
Right.
From Patty McMullen, who finishes higher overall for the series? Troll, A-Ray, Cade, or Chiz?
Troll.
Chiz.
I think Chiz is the better choice there.
Fuck my ass.
Yep. From Retired Bubba, Steve, seemingly every other Red Bull rider has to race with the classic can paint on their helmets, except for Cairoli, who only has them on the chin. Do you know why?
No, that's a good point. I never really thought of that, really. I guess. I never really, I don't know.
Most people don't pay attention to that stuff.
That's yeah. You know what he's talking about? Silver
well,
and blue
now that he says that, I'm kind of...
Wait.
I need to see it.
Marv didn't have that. Marv didn't have paint can helmet either. Marv had shit all over his helmet from Paris, like Paris stuff. Yeah, no, he's wrong.
Okay.
Other guys don't have it.
All right, sorry, Retired Bubba.
Yeah.
He's got a big old 222 all across the top.
Yeah, no, he doesn't for sure.
Cairoli.
Neither does Marv.
Wow.
All right. Has American Supercross ever done a Super Pole style qualifying, and could they benefit from doing it in the future?
They've never done that for qualifying. I'm not down with that for qualifying, but I am totally down with opening the night up with a fast lap, and then you get 5 points or something like.
They do it in Endurocross. It starts with the reverse order fast lap, and it's pretty dang cool.
They do it in a ton of European Supercrosses, and I think it's great. Like listen, I've told you guys, the Supercross program needs a spice up. It needs a B main. It needs a Super Pole.
I'm telling you, I know it wouldn't have the same appeal that the Arena Cross had with the Dash for Cash, but if you took the top 3 out of each 450 heat and just put 6 on the gate for a 2-lap sprint and gave the top 3 an extra point or something like that, I'd be all about it. I would love to see those guys have a 2-lapper, just the 6 best of the night.
Teams would be like, "That's more racing."
Oh, I know. They don't want to change anything at all. I'm all for experimenting with triple crowns and all kinds of stuff like that. So I would be up to almost anything that was different.
That's old news, right?
You notice what time it is?
Unbelievable, Marks.
Yeah, the clock was counting down quickly there.
He comes in an hour and a half late one time.
For real?
Time changes every time.
Yeah, he thought the show started at 6.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah. And then now he just cuts my Cuts my time.
Mm.
He bore an intense taser too. He's got one of my tasers at his house.
Yes, I'm taking very good care of
and
it.
He texts me to get paid today before he does the work,
Mhm.
and then now he does that.
Yep.
Now he does this.
Is that the signal that it's coming to an end?
Yeah.
He's over it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He said earlier, barely paying attention would be a
last show of the
strong
year.
word.
Yeah.
Right.
Last of the year. 10 o'clock.
Unbelievable.
10 o'clock.
Show's over.
Everybody go home.
Are you kidding me?
All right.
Show's over.
Show's over because Tits wants it over.
Yep.
Thank you to Justin Brayton, Jason Wygant, Ryan Sipes, DV, David Drakes. Best interview of the night.
The guy you left out.
Who?
JT.
Oh.
You did that last time I was here too.
Yeah,
You thanked everybody but him.
Well, honestly, he's just he's just on every week, so it's I know.
So,
I probably should.
be
You're
thankful.
Right. You're right.
He's good.
I should. Yep.
Me and JT,
You guys are racers.
we think
Yeah, you guys are
think
racers.
a lot.
You know. Yeah, you
We know.
Right.
We know. You know, and it's funny too because I literally agree with 95% of everything that comes out of his mouth. Just
Well,
mostly just
you-
the jet thing was the only real difference. But otherwise, I agree with almost everything he says.
You walked back your fucking KTM photo from the text to the show tonight. You walked it back.
What did
On
I say?
the text today, you were with me. It's out there. It's public domain.
I said tonight I'm 50. I see both sides.
But you walked it back on the text
because
you
I started.
were-
I started thinking if something happened like that to me, and if I was them, I'd be pissed. If it happened to me, if I was like, dude, Steve, I got this new product coming out, bro, and then somehow someone sneaked it out, and you're like, bam, I'd be like, bro.
I'd be like, dude, it's already out there, man. It's already out
I
there.
know what you would say because you said
it's already out there.
I'm 50-50. I didn't leave you on
Adam
that. I
Schefter.
just-
Hey, I've heard this guy's got an injury. That's his job, breaking these injuries. It's
Yeah.
out there. So whoever, if Aaron Rodgers' toe is broken, it's out there somewhere where Adam Schefter grabs it.
We don't need to argue 2.0 and go through it again.
Okay. All right.
So.
Listen to me.
All right, so thanks to those guys for coming on board or coming in the show and calling in. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you, people. A great time to talk about Para Supercross and everything else that's going on. EagleGrit.com, NBC Sports, Main Event Moto, Hustler, Playgirl. What else did I miss? Anything else? Okay.
That's not supposed to get out.
Okay, all right. Let me know if I
spread my butt cheeks for Playgirl magazine.
Right,
Is that what he says? That movie?
Yeah, we've gotten an email about that from people. A couple emails have been like, "That's I don't want to hear that. That's disgusting that you play that." For real.
Oh, really?
For real.
I think it's one of the funniest lines in any movie.
It's amazing. It's
one
great.
of the best lines ever.
And so the people, I'm just like, really? Like, you're gonna write me an email and say that, like, that offends you?
It's
Or
a
like,
line from a
I know,
really popular movie.
I don't know, man. I guess if you're totally
2021,
if you're
man.
totally homophobic, you would freak out over that. I don't know. I mean, I think it's hilarious.
Maybe it's the opposite.
Oh, maybe. I never thought that. Marks, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for not putting the show on for the first hour.
Yeah.
That was great.
We'll talk about that later.
Yep. Tits, thank you for cutting the show short. Thanks.
I'll see you next year.
And barely paying attention.
Yes.
As you said, that would be generous.
Lightly.
So thanks for that. My employees of the month over there. Daniel.
God, it must be tough for you to figure out who to give it to every month.
It is. It really is. I try to clean up aisles.
It's
You know what?
It's just talent every month.
Let's just get Roto in. Maybe Roto will
would hold it down for sure.
Maybe Roto will fix things. So thanks everybody for listening. Sponsor deals on PulpMXShow.com. Thanks to Swisscore Moser. Thanks to Pookie, of course, as well. Pookie went and got dinner for us, which she normally does. She went and got Starbucks for us before the show. She baked us some Pookie snacks. She's just great.
She screwed me out of my money.
Screwed you out of your money? Exactly. Daniel, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Congrats on the Supercross job, of
Thank
course,
you.
and all that. Again, check out everything that you got going on. Thanks for your time tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you, people, for listening. We'll be back next week. See ya.
There's something I want to get off my chest. And it's about that summer when you went away to community college. I got an offer to do Playgirl magazine. And I did it. I did a full spread for Playgirl magazine. I mean spread, man. I pulled my butt apart and stuff, and I was totally nude, and it was weird. I mean, you probably didn't hear about it because I went under the name of Mike Honcho, but I just wanted you to know that. If you could hear me, if it got into your brain somehow, that I spread my butt cheeks as Mike Honcho.